undercover police officer. What? Black people can be cops.
That's true, but you can't. You're not good enough.
Well, yeah.
You die.
I wouldn't want to be a cop for one.
You'd be like, look, you got drugs? Like, you gonna share them with me?
Hey, man, you got drugs. I just walk up to, I see the dude with dread, like, hey, man, you got drugs? Can I have some?
You share?
What kind of drugs? I ain't doing that hardcore shit.
I don't know. It's like LSD or something.
Okay, well, I'm not taking that shit. You're going to jail.
He's like, no, I got LSD. It's all. Oh, you're
just carrying LSD.
He's like, you're going to jail, bro. That's
I ain't on it, but I got some.
I'm selling it. All right,
I'm selling
it.
I sold it to some fifth graders earlier today.
It's like, no, you don't want me. Will down there, he's selling methamphetamine. You need him.
Well, yeah, you never have it on you. You take the money and then like direct him somewhere else. So then you can't be like, I ain't got the drugs.
That guy's got the drugs.
Like, you can't arrest me. I don't have any fucking money.
George down the street, he's got the drugs.
See that black motherfucker over there? He's got the drugs. Go down there.
And then you walk up to him, and
he just stabs you and takes your money.
And he's just like, "What are you talking? I don't have drugs. What are you talking about?
I don't have drugs. What the fuck are you talking about?"
It's like, well, that guy said you had drugs. And he's like, I don't know. I don't know that guy.
You look over, and that dude's like running down the street,
sprinting.
Hell yeah!
That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
Fucking hey, that's why you should never trust a drug dealer.
Only yourself. That's the only person you ever trust in drug deals is yourself.
Welcome back to the Real Duo podcast.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know all that was in. I wasn't paying attention to when you started recording.
Leaving all that shit in.
All right.
The most mediocre podcast on the internet. I'm one of your hosts, Wade.
I'm another host, Devin.
What have you been watching this week, Devin?
The only major thing I really watched, I watched The Social Network with Derek because he had never seen it.
Shit.
So it was good. It's still good.
I like how you're watching. You're watching a lot of these movies for the first time with Derek. Because I'm sure he's never seen a movie before.
He has never seen The Social Network, and the whole time he's like, "Why? What happens in this movie? Why are we watching it?" I'm like, "Because Mark Zuckerberg is kind of a douchebag," and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's true." At the end of it, he was like, "That's true."
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he is.
He was on the side of Andrew Garfield, Eduardo, or whatever, and the whole time I'm like, I'm on Eduardo's side too. I like Eduardo, so that's a good movie. Still, I learned
it's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, it's a damn good movie.
I learned that there's more VFX shots in that than there is in
there's a lot
in 2049.
Armie Hammer, they had to like put his face on somebody else.
Yeah, they digitally doubled him.
Yeah,
which is weird. I didn't think there would be more VFX shots in that than 2049 though. That's weird.
There's a lot of movies where if it's done well, you'll never in a million years know that like there's 150 VFX shot for this one movie about people sitting in an office, but there is.
Yeah,
like that happens a lot.
Also, I think the director for 2049 likes to do practical stuff, so there wasn't as much VFX stuff.
But yeah, Denis Villeneuve is he's like, I want to make it real. I want to make a real flying car. It's like we can't do that yet.
He's like, that's what Tom Cruise does. He's like, I want to go to space, and then they said yes, so he's going to space.
Well, I mean, because you can't tell Tom Cruise no, because then he'll just do it anyway.
Well, he's the boss, so you can't tell him no.
Well, exactly. No, Tom, you can't go to space. All right, you're fired.
Who's next? I'm going to space. Somebody's going to tell me yes.
I'm going to space. So,
what have you been watching? Anything good?
I watched 3 things really that are important. I watched 2 new movies.
I know one of them. I know one of them.
Yeah, you know one of them. One of them being Army of the Dead, the new Zack Snyder film.
I forgot you watched this. How was it?
And I talked about it on my little brief Snapchat thing. This movie was bad.
Okay. I want to say this real quick. From the biased Zack Snyder fan over here, if he says it's bad, it was bad.
For one, I'm not a biased Zack Snyder fan. I've been very open about the fact that I don't like some of his movies. I like his DC movies. Those are really the only movies of his that I really, really like. He's made some shit. Like,
what about 300? You like
300's all right.
All right.
Sucker Punch is utter garbage.
Watchmen's pretty good.
Watchmen's great. I love Watchmen. That stupid fucking owl movie doesn't need to exist.
I mean, still, based on your fandom of Zack Snyder recently, I was surprised that you didn't like it as much as you didn't like it.
I was surprised that I didn't like it either because a lot of people were watching it and going, yeah, it's fun. And I was like, okay, I'm cool. I'm in for a fun time. Then I looked at the fucking runtime And it's like 2 hours and 28 minutes. And I'm like, why is this fucking long, Zach? I understand you like to make long movies, but it's a fucking zombie movie. Doesn't need to be this fucking long.
Zack Snyder, like you just said, Zack Snyder loves to make long movies.
I'm aware of this.
Why. I don't know why. He just does.
I've been aware of this for a while, but you're not making fucking Justice League. You're making a fucking zombie heist movie.
I'm sure he'll want to release the 3-hour cut of Army of the Dead. Eventually.
Don't, because I'm not going to watch it.
Was it that bad? Like, what made it bad?
It was really bad, just because it wasn't clever, for one. Like, you have this really interesting, fun idea of like, okay, there's this zombie outbreak that they've kind of quarantined off into just like the Vegas area, and this like businessman who's played by Hiroyuki Sanada, who's fucking cool. He was Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. I love that guy. He comes in and he's like, yo, I got a fucking safe in there, and if you get my money out of there, I'll give, you can have $50 million or whatever from this. And Dave Bautista's like, all right, cool, I'll gather a team up and we're gonna go and heist this fucking thing. The heist doesn't really fucking matter in the long, like, you find out later that like that's not really important at all. So then it's like, okay, well, why did he set this team up? Because you could have just sent one person in to go do that thing and then leave, and none of this matters. And then when they actually get there, they don't do anything clever with like the zombies. There's nothing new from the zombies or anything. Everyone, there's so much dialogue. There's one character, Tig Notaro, shows up, and there's this one like character who's working, like he's the assistant of Hiroyuki Sanada, and he's going with him just to make sure the job gets done or whatever. And there's one line where Tig Notaro, like, they walk into Vegas, and she's like, yeah, I don't trust this guy. He's going to fuck us over. And then it's like it's so obvious that, like, yeah, this guy's going to fuck them over, because everyone is constantly saying, yeah, he's going to fuck them over. And then the first thing he does, he fucks everyone over. And I'm like, all right, this is like, I know who's going to die, what's going to happen, how they're going to die. It was so like generic bullshit. And none of the dialogue was funny. There's one clever thing in the entire fucking movie, and I was shocked at how clever it actually was. And I was like, why isn't there more of this? Like, this is fun. This is cool. None of the characters are interesting. Dave Bautista is good in it, but he's got a terrible fucking backstory.
But it seems like such an interesting idea. Why would it?
It's an interesting idea, but again, they don't do anything with it. That idea, we got to do a heist during a zombie thing, that doesn't matter like to anything in the movie.
It just doesn't matter. Like, then what do they do? What do they do the whole time?
I mean, the whole time they're going in because they think they have to go get this money, and then they just get it. Spoilers, they get it, and then like something else happens, and it's like, oh, okay, so that's what's really what the fucking movie's about. And then again, spoilers, because this doesn't matter. Don't watch this fucking movie. Everybody dies.
Everybody dies. So they pull Rogue One.
Basically, yeah. So it's like none of this mattered. And like, I didn't care about any of these fucking characters anyway, so like I'm not like upset about it, but like it's just like, all right, I've sat here for 2.5 hours watching this bullshit, and not a single fucking person made it out. I'm like, that's dumb. And I think it mostly just has to do with the fact that Zack Snyder he co-wrote it, he produced it, he was the cinematographer, and he was the fucking director. So it was clear that like no one told him no on this fucking thing at all. And he was just like, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. And it shows. Because there are several scenes where I'm like, for someone who's known for having like gorgeous ass fucking movies, this movie looks like piss.
Whoa, okay. For one, every Zack Snyder movie I've seen looks great.
Yeah,
so
but that's because he's not the cinematographer for his other movies. This one, I don't know. Like he's fallen in love with this thing within the last like year or so of just like having such a shallow depth of field, like in the background, where it's just everything is just fucking blurred out and it looks like fucking garbage. It looks so bad.
That's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and this is the first movie that he shot digitally, and it shows because it looks like shit.
Oh my gosh! Like, honestly, like when you told me the premise, I had no idea what the movie was about. When you just told me the premise just now, I thought it sounds like a video game. Honestly, like it'd be an awesome video game. But man, I can't believe Zack Snyder couldn't do anything with it, especially with 2.5 hours. I can't believe he couldn't do anything.
The best part of the movie is the opening credits, because it's kind of like a mini little like music video short film, and it's actually like the opening credits is actually really good. And then after that, it's just like, all right, zombie shit.
This is just zombies.
And it's just not clever. It was boring for a lot of it. The humor in it wasn't good. and I just didn't really like give a shit. And once it's revealed of like what's actually going on, I was just like, okay, like why wasn't that the plot? Like why did you get this team together to go do this thing if it didn't matter?
I can't believe everybody dies. That's weird.
There's one person that lives, but you don't like that character.
It's not Dave Bautista, so
no,
it don't matter. That's bizarre to me. I mean, honestly, that sounds like a Zack Snyder move to just be like, let's just kill everybody. Just let them die. So I don't know. I probably won't watch this, especially now that you said it was really bad. I don't know.
I mean, you don't need to. Yeah, you've seen a zombie movie before, right?
I mean, I've seen The Walking Dead. I've seen what's that? Zombieland. I've seen Zombieland.
You've seen Army of the Dead. Like you've seen one zombie movie, like you know what's gonna happen. People fucking die.
So Zombieland is a non-typical zombie movie.
Zombieland's fun. I enjoy Zombieland. Zombieland 2 wasn't bad.
I didn't watch the second one. So.
It was okay.
First one's awesome. I love the Bill Murray cameo. It's great.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best cameos ever. He's a cameo in the second one too. That's also really fun.
Oh, wow. I know your second movie that you watched.
Second film I watched last night, Cruella.
Cruella. This just came out like 2 days ago. So.
Yeah, and everybody's talking about it.
What'd you think?
This is a bad movie.
It's a bad movie. Any particular thing you want to point out why it was bad?
It was like, I'm not like super invested in like 101 Dalmatians lore, so like I don't really like
nobody is
give a shit really. But it's just like Cruella, if I remember correctly, was like a bad person. Didn't she like murder dogs?
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
This movie, like they tried to do the sympathetic like villain thing, but much like WandaVision, because it's a woman, you can't make her like a villain. So she's just kind of like a bitch sometimes. But then at the end of the day, she's just like, okay, I'm a good person still, and I'm just kind of an asshole.
I didn't even know Mark Strong.
Like, okay.
I didn't even know Mark Strong was in that movie.
Mark Strong's in it. He has nothing to do.
Is he in it for a while, or is he just there?
I mean, he's one of the characters. There's one point where like he just shows up, and I was like, oh shit, that's Mark Strong. We're like an hour into the movie. Oh shit, like he just shows up, and I was like, okay, cool. I like Mark Strong. I like the cast. The cast is really good. Emma Stone is like the best part of the fucking movie. She's great. She fucking knocks it out of the park. Emma Thompson was fun as the villain. There were so many points in this movie where I laughed my ass off, like unintentionally though, just because of how stupid it was.
It's never a good thing to do. So,
and like the movie, for a movie that's about a character that's kind of like out there and that's kind of like punk rock and that's kind of like the whole like point of the movie is her like being like a fashion statement and like a fashion icon. She's like making all these cool dresses and stuff. The movie looks so fucking ugly and like had no style to it. And I was like, why?
People must have bad taste in movies now that they haven't seen movies in a while, because people are liking this movie. Basically,
I mean, it might just be because there have been a whole lot of movies in the last year or so, and people are just like, "Hey, it's a movie, cool." I don't get it personally why people like it, because I found it very just generic and boring and bland. Like it was ugly to look at. The music they kept doing that thing that movies have been doing now since Guardians, where they're like, hey, let's just play that old song because people like that old song, but there's no like reason for it. They're just playing that old song because you know it. I fucking hate when movies do that. And it's just like it's just nothing happens. Like I just didn't give a shit.
So Disney's live action universe remake, whatever, is still a 0 out of however many they've made.
I don't know why they keep making these things. Most people don't like them.
No, people didn't like Lion King, and if you don't like Lion King remade, then you ain't gonna do well. Lion King is one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, and that's also not live action. So,
I mean, you know what I mean. Like,
but yeah, it's a thing that people didn't like, but it's getting another one because it made $1 billion.
I'm sure we'll get Finding Nemo live action.
Oh my god!
Soon. Get
Don't
talking
do
fish.
We're gonna get a Snow White one, and they're still talking about doing that Little Mermaid fucking thing.
They're still talking about doing the Lilo and Stitch one too, which is gonna be weird.
Don't do that.
And I've heard the Atlantis. Some people want the Atlantis.
No,
movies.
Atlantis is awesome. Leave the fuck Atlantis alone. Leave it alone. Don't remake Treasure Planet either.
I don't care. I don't care about Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet was shit as a kid. I remember that little pink whatever the fuck it was. I had a little toy from McDonald's.
I
fucking leave Treasure Planet alone.
I don't care. They can do what they want. I'm not gonna watch if they make a
I'm not gonna watch it either. But just stop fucking touching these movies. All right.
Stop doing.
You ain't Kevin Spacey. Why are you touching people all the time?
Oh, Oh, that's low. That's low. Comparing Disney to Kevin Spacey, that's low right there.
I mean, they'll be there at some point.
What else have you watched? What was the other thing?
I watched a movie that I actually enjoy.
Oh, finally.
A good movie that made me smile. I watched Hook.
Hook. Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen this, or is this the first time?
I love Hook. Hook's great. I used to have it on VHS a long, long time ago.
I have never seen Hook.
Hook is so good. Robin Williams is in it as Peter Pan. And he's like an older Peter Pan, and he's like, oh, I ain't Peter Pan no more. I'm an old businessman. I've lost my imagination. And
he's a
like,
businessman?
Hey. Yeah, he's like, because he's an adult. So he's just like, it's Peter Pan in like the real world as an adult. And he's like, fuck imagination, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, hey, you need to come back to fucking Neverland. And it's about him kind of like rediscovering his imagination and becoming Peter Pan again and embracing himself and blah, blah, blah. And Dustin Hoffman is fucking Captain Hook, and he's fucking great in it. It's so much fun, and I love it.
I love Robin Williams, so I'm sure I
love Robin Williams.
Robin Williams,
he's fantastic in it.
He's one of those actors where I'm like, when I see him in a movie, I'm like, this is probably gonna be an okay movie. At the worst.
I've never seen a bad performance from Robin Williams.
Exactly.
I've never seen it. And I've seen most of Robin Williams' filmography, and I've never seen a bad performance.
He always goes 100%. That or his phoning it in is really good. One or the other.
He's either really good at phoning it in, or he just never phones it in.
Yeah, one or the other. So
I mean, Patch Adams was probably the only one where I was like, it kind of feels like he's phoning it in a little bit.
I like Patch Adams. Good.
I don't like that movie, but I like him in that movie.
I kind of like Patch Adams personally.
I don't like Patch. That movie is so like corny and sappy.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you on that, but I still kind of like it. So.
And apparently, the real Patch Adams was like, that movie fucking sucked.
Nah.
He's like, none of that shit happened.
It's a movie. What are you gonna do?
I know, but if you're making it about a person, I want some of the stuff to actually like happen.
Well, the guy who Wolf of Wall Street's based off of, I don't remember his name, but he said
Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, he said that all the parties and stuff in that movie, they're like nowhere near as crazy as they actually were and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm sure a lot of the stuff that happened in that movie actually happened, though.
I don't know how accurate it is.
Because like he actually did some of that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure the parties, like they made the parties a little bit over the top because it's a movie.
No, it was the other way around. He said the real life ones were more over the top than the movie ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay. It's probably why they couldn't show him.
He was like, people were just doing drugs and stuff all over the place, and it was.
I mean, that's kind of the movie.
But I think it was more intense, is what he was saying.
Like raping babies and shit. Like,
I really hope that scene where he's like driving the car on drugs, I hope that's real. I really hope that happened.
I doubt it, but I hope it's real too.
Because that's one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie.
That's an amazing scene. That's gonna go down in cinema history as like an amazing scene.
It better.
That's gonna be one of those scenes that like you could just bring. Hey, remember that one scene in Wolf of Wall Street? You're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. That and the the beaten chest with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
He said he just improv that. Like,
that's the thing that he does. Like on the reg, he just does that to like get his voice, like to lower his voice. That's a thing that he does. That's like an acting trick that he does, and he just did it like on set. And Leo was like, what the fuck are you doing?"
I could tell Leo's face. He was like,
"Yeah." Apparently, when he looks over after that, apparently like he's looking at Scorsese like, is this okay?"
Scorsese's like, just go with it. Just go with it.
Keep rolling.
That's great. I love that kind of stuff in movies where it's just like, yeah, you just did it and just slept it in.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey is not in that movie enough. I know he's not important in the movie.
He's not like a main character. It's kind of a glorified cameo.
I love Matthew McConaughey in most movies, and that's one of them where like
I love Matthew McConaughey. He needs to make a fucking good movie again. He hasn't made a good movie in like 6 years.
Yeah, Interstellar was probably the last one he made.
Probably.
Because he tried to be in The Dark Tower. Remember that? And
yeah, and that was stupid.
I mean, he was okay in it. It was
fine, I guess.
But the movie
was hamming it up. But that movie was dumb.
He knew that it was going to be a bad movie. That's why he hammed it up.
Probably. Remember that scene in that movie where he's just like making like bacon and eggs or whatever?
Yeah. He's the villain. He's just making bacon.
He's like, hey, you want some bacon and eggs? I'm like, what the fuck? I thought I was supposed to be scared of you.
Yeah, that's such a bad movie.
And Idris Elba adopts that fucking white boy at the end.
Does he adopt that kid?
He has to.
I thought he just
his
stole
parents
the
are
kid.
dead. I mean, he basically stole them.
Yeah.
But like,
you're gonna come to this adventure world where crazy shit.
All right, I guess. I have nowhere else to go. My parents are fucking dead because of you. But like,
I can't believe they showed every cool scene in the trailer. Like,
I mean, they did that on purpose.
I know they did, but that just disappoints me. I'm like, man, this movie's gonna be so cool. I mean,
the trailer was really good.
It was. Idris Elba as a gunslinger. It just sounds amazing.
Yeah,
but nah.
I would love to make a Western starring Idris Elba, he probably wouldn't do it because he's like, I gotta make 7 more Suicide Squad movies because I'm a dumb idiot. But I would love to have him as like the star of a Western. That'd be
I gotta go be in Hobbs and Shaw 2.
I gotta be Black Superman again. It's like, all right, cool.
You could be.
What happened to Idris Elba to where he just like doesn't want to be in like serious movies anymore?
I think the MCU broke him. I think it did. Honestly, because he was like,
maybe
I want to get out of the MCU.
Because I know he hated that for a while. Yeah.
He's like, I want to do serious movies. And then as soon as he got out of the MCU, he's like, I'm going to do some weird shit.
I just want to do some dumb shit.
He's like, you know what? I kind of miss MCU weird shit. I'm going to just go do some random dumb shit.
That's totally possible. Because I remember when he was hating on the MCU.
Yeah.
I think he's like, this is fucking stupid.
I think it was more that he just wasn't getting as much screen time as he wanted.
Probably.
I think that was more than him hating. Yeah, because obviously he didn't hate that style of movie because he does other movies that are like that. So I don't know.
I have no. Idris Elba's a weirdo.
He is. I wish he would do some. I'm fine with him doing goofy, weird movies, but like do some serious movies mixed in there with it. Like,
yeah, he did that Nelson Mandela movie that was okay.
That was okay. He could have been such a good James Bond. He could have been.
He said he didn't want to do.
I know. He could have been such a good Green Lantern. He could have been.
Would have been an amazing Green Lantern.
He could have been. There's like
he would have been an awesome Batman.
But an awesome Batman. There's so many things he could have been so good. I mean, he can still do it. He's not like dead.
I don't know. I saw a picture of him on set of Suicide Squad, and I was like, "You look really fucking old."
He does look a little old, but
he's starting to look a little old.
You just dye it and dye your hair or whatever. Anyways, anything else you want to talk about before we move on?
Not really.
All right, let's get into the movie news.
Movie news.
I only got 2 things. One of them relates to the movie you watched, Cruella.
Oh shit! So, a sequel?
No. Well, maybe. Emma Stone said that she wants an Ursula movie from The Little Mermaid to get her own solo movie. Or Ursula from The Little Mermaid to get her own solo movie.
Is this like a thing that's going on now because of Joker? That we're just like, oh, villains.
Maybe. I'm going to
stop.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes to that. So
not every villain needs their own fucking movie because also what makes them a fun, iconic character is the fact that they're a villain, and you can't make them a villain in their own goddamn movie because they're the protagonist. I mean, you can make a protagonist like unlikable, but they're not the villain of the movie.
True. Also, Ursula in like a live action movie would be disgusting looking, and you'd have to do that
probably
for the whole movie, and that I think that would turn people off.
Yeah, Ursula's like an octopus lady.
Yeah,
like, I don't want to see that for 2 hours.
She looks gross. She looks like that lady, the slug lady from Monsters Inc., but as an octopus. That's what she looks like.
Pretty much. Yeah,
that's what she looks like. I don't want this. This is stupid to me.
No, stop this stupid villain origin bullshit. It worked with Joker because Joker's an interesting character, and they made a good movie. It doesn't mean every fucking villain. You can just, hey, we're just going to make a movie and it's going to work. Didn't work with Maleficent. Didn't work with Cruella. You're 2 for 2. Don't make another one.
Emma Stone wants it. This wasn't Disney saying that. This was
fuck Emma Stone.
I don't know why. I think maybe she's just for press. She was just like, because if she's just said that's stupid.
No, it's probably one of those things where it's like somebody like asked her, just like, hey, what villain would you want to see? And she's like, the fat bitch. I don't know.
What's her name? The lady from Little Mermaid, Ursula. Yeah, that's what it was.
It's one of those stupid interviews where people just ask her dumb questions about Disney.
But like, I feel like if they did do it, they'd be like, all right, we gotta put the fish and the other fish in there from Little Mermaid. I don't know.
Yeah, everything we've ever seen from Little Mermaid is gonna be in that movie. We're gonna see baby Ariel or whatever. No, we would.
I know we would.
We would. That's what they would do.
Like, don't do that. That's no. Gosh.
Because that's fucking why prequels are stupid and you shouldn't make them.
I know they throw in, was it Sebastian?
Sebastian would be in there. Sebastian, it's going to be revealed that Sebastian was actually working with Cruella, Ursula at first.
And then he became a good guy.
And then he's like, oh, fuck that. I'm a good guy and I like singing Jamaican songs, man.
Jamaican songs. Speaking of which, I don't know if anybody knows, but the guy who voiced Sebastian died the other day. Rest in peace.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that because who the hell knows who Sebastian is?
I don't know his name. I feel bad now, but he did pass away. So
that sucks. How old was he?
I think he was 60 something.
Really? Is that young?
Yeah, he was pretty young.
I thought he'd be like 108. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
No, I think I don't remember.
There's a lot of people. I've noticed recently that a lot of people are just dying for like no real reason, and it's very suspicious.
I don't know. Somebody, there was an NBA player. He died. He was like 60. He died from a bicycle accident. So.
Why are you riding a bicycle, you fucking old man?
Somebody hit him, I think, with a car.
Oh my god. That's fucked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck that person. I'm gonna hit this biker.
He's a 7'2" man.
Yeah, how do you miss that guy?
Like, he's like a giant person.
I don't know. I didn't see him. All right, you just killed Yao Ming.
It was Mark Eaton. All right,
I don't know who that is.
He's a big dude.
Well, you killed Mark Eaton, and I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
Anyways, don't do an Ursula movie. That's stupid.
Don't do that. I don't want to see who's the villain in Pocahontas. Was it just white people?
Yeah, I think so. Just
don't make a white people movie. Don't make a fucking like.
Please don't anybody clip that. Wait, just
don't make a white people movie. Just don't. I don't like.
Somebody's gonna clip that and send that to you next time.
I don't care.
Like a solo video on like black
do
cinema
it
or whatever.
Then I'll know the context and I'll know that what I said was accurate.
You'll know the context.
I'll make a white people movie.
But no, that's all that matters. You're gonna blow up, and then somebody's gonna like clip you saying those two things. But like, look, he's a hypocrite.
That's fine. And then I'll just be like, here's the link to the video. Listen to what I actually said, you fuckers.
So there's no villain though that you're like, you know what? That's
no Disney villain.
What about the Lilo and Stitch, the big alien dude? I don't know his name.
Michael Clark Duncan?
No, wait, who's Michael Clark Duncan in there?
Wasn't he the big whale looking motherfucker?
Oh, maybe. That's what I'm talking about. I thought you were talking about Mr. Bubbles. I'm like, I don't think that was Michael Clark.
No, I don't think he was Mr. Bubbles. I think he was the whale guy. If it's not Michael Clark Duncan, no, don't fucking make it.
You don't want that?
No.
Or what about Jumba as a prequel?
Jumba's not a villain. But
he kind of was.
I don't want to. He's not.
In the first one.
I don't want to go to a theater and go, yeah, one ticket for Jumbo, please. I just don't like saying that, and I don't want to have to say that in my life.
I want one ticket for Jumba and Pleakley, please.
That's what it'd be called, Jumba and Peakley. I'm like, this is a disgusting title. I don't want to see this at all. Peakley, by the way, everyone's talking about like, gay representation in film or whatever. Peakley in the fucking show, wasn't he like a transgender? Like, didn't he like wear dresses and shit? Like,
he was dressed up as a woman all the time.
Yeah, no one talks about his ass.
He was representing before everybody else.
He was representing in the fucking early 2000s.
Go Lilo and Stitch, man. Go Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, fucking A. Everybody's a hypocrite.
I don't think there's a single Disney villain that I'm like, yeah, you know what? They can carry a solo film.
No,
I don't think there's a single.
That's why they're Disney villains.
Yeah, I think somebody was talking about one of the guys from Tango. No, Tarzan. That guy from Tarzan. I think they were wanting him to get a show.
Hunter.
Yeah.
He's just. What is he gonna do? Hey, I'm hunting monkeys. That's not an interesting thing. Like, I don't care. I don't even know the name of that fucking guy.
It's just Craven. That's all it is.
He's just Craven. We're fucking getting that.
So
like, I don't give a shit about any of these fucks.
What about you don't want a movie about Scar from The Lion King? Scar
would be the only one, but only if Jeremy Irons comes back. And because they didn't bring it back in the first place. And it's animated. Yeah, don't get a real fucking lion.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't.
I mean, you could, but don't.
I'd love an animated Jeremy. That would be great. That'd be great. If
they wouldn't bring back Jeremy Irons though.
No, I don't think he'd come back. Honestly, I mean, no, I'm not.
I think he would. He didn't come back for the new one because he wasn't approached. They never asked him.
They should have, because they butchered his song that he did.
Did he had a song in that movie?
Yeah, it was the Hitler marching song, wasn't it?
He's the Be Prepared or whatever?
Yeah, Be Prepared.
Wow. They actually fucking did that. Wow.
They didn't. That's why they butchered it. They kind of like half-ass attempted it, but they didn't actually do it. Like he's just kind of like talking, saying,
"Hey, you need to be prepared." As there's like music just going.
Yeah, there's like a slight melody
that's
going.
Fucking stupid.
And it's just like,
it's probably because Chiwetel Ejiofor was like, "I ain't fucking singing." All right.
Also, that song is kind of Nazism.
That's the point. Scar's a bad guy.
I know.
So many people like point out like, oh, that's kind of problematic. No shit, he's a villain. He killed Mufasa. Like, of course he's gonna sing a song about Nazis. Like, yeah, what the fuck?
At that point in the movie, I don't think he'd killed Mufasa yet.
No, he did. Well, no, that was the plan.
Yeah.
But it's very clear when you look at that motherfucker. You're like, yeah, you're a bad guy. Your name is Scar.
Your name is you're a bad Scar, guy. And you're black. You have a black mane. And
and the first line out of your mouth is, "Oh, Mufasa." Like, you're a bad guy. Like, it's obvious.
No, that was the twist, man. You didn't get it. It was a twist. He didn't. He was the good guy all along.
Sure, I'm sure some fuck wrote some kind of article that's like, "Oh, Scar's the real hero of fucking Lion King."
Mufasa was the villain.
Mufasa's a shithead.
That's what they would do in the Solo movie. They'd make it like that.
They probably would. They make Mufasa like a dickhead.
It's like he deserved.
They make Scar misunderstood and like, oh, I'm just a little emo lion.
He's like he deserved to die, Mufasa, that guy.
No,
and then you would hate it, and you would.
I wouldn't see it for one.
You'd upload a 3-hour video being like, "This is stupid."
I'd be like, "Yo, why did you make this? This is fucking retarded.
This is stupid. I don't like it. I want my money back. I want my money back."
No, I'd never pay for it. For one, I would not.
Like, if I'm seeing it, somebody else is paying for it.
I wouldn't have seen Cruella if you didn't pay for it. So.
Well, I paid for it. I didn't even watch it, and I paid for it. So.
You shouldn't have paid for it.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for that fucking movie?
$30.
That's bullshit. No, we need to riot over that.
All for a month?
Bullshit.
I think, no, it's not a month. I get it. I can have it forever, I think, but still.
That's bullshit.
That's how Black Widow is going to be, but we're going to go see that in theaters, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm paying $30 for an old fucking Black Widow.
I paid it for Cruella, so might as well.
Bullshit.
Anyways, and my other piece of movie news has to do with A Quiet Place, your favorite movie ever made.
Shit.
So Emily Blunt says John Krasinski has a bunch of crazy ideas for A Quiet Place 3, even though I don't know anything about A Quiet Place 2 yet. Because I don't think it's out.
I haven't seen A Quiet Place 2. I think it is out because I've seen people like do reviews of it. I don't know if they got like early screenings of it or whatever, but I think it's either out or it's coming out in like the coming weeks or whatever.
I like the first one. I think the first one's really good. Personally.
I like the first one. I saw the first one in the theater because my mom wanted to see it, and I had never even fucking heard of the movie. I was like, all right, cool, I'll go see it. First one's a nice little movie. I didn't think it needed a sequel. And
it doesn't. It doesn't
give a shit about the sequel.
Based on the trailers, it kind of looks like it's about a different group of people, which might be interesting, but I don't know. But I know Emily Blunt is in it, so I know.
Yeah, it's about her and her kids still, but I think I think it's Jaimin Hansu and Cillian Murphy. They're like also in it.
Yeah,
and like doing some shit. I don't care because I'm not gonna see it. So
it'd be interesting if every movie was about a different group of people. I think that'd be interesting.
That's what I wanted from The Last of Us, but we can't do that because you got to have things in it you remember from the last thing.
So that maybe A Quiet Place 3 will do that. Maybe this was kind of leaning into that. And
cool.
I don't know, but it seems like John Krasinski wants to do another one, so we'll see.
John Krasinski's a solid director. So I mean, if the second one's good, make a third one. Don't just assume you're getting a third one though, John.
I mean, if the second one does well, he's getting a third one if he wants to do a third one.
But don't just assume. Be like, oh, I got ideas to like Quiet Place 8. It's like, don't just assume you're getting 8 of these fucking things.
Yeah, you could fall off a cliff so fast with these movies,
and then it'll be one of those things where like you die, and it's like, oh man, the movies just end on a cliffhanger, and we'll never have them resolved. And it's like, well, you shouldn't have planned for 8 fucking movies.
Do you think he regrets killing his character in the first one now, or
no? I think that made his job so much easier.
Oh,
because
I'm sure
he had to direct and star, and I think he like co-wrote that movie as well. Now he can just fucking direct, and I think he is in the second one for like a little bit at the beginning. I think he's in like a flashback or whatever.
I'm sure what did make it a lot easier, but do you think he was like, maybe I should have stuck around just a little bit?
I think he's fine. He's got that Jack Ryan show that he's in that he's the face of. I think he's fine.
Spoilers for people who haven't seen the first Quiet Place, by the way. But
John Krasinski's dead.
Yeah, John Krasinski's
everyone's
dead.
seen that fucking movie.
But just in case, I said spoilers after I said the spoiler, so we're good. We're clear.
Bruce Willis was dead. Spoilers.
Oh no, he sees dead people.
He doesn't see dead people.
The little kid does.
Haley Joel Osment sees dead people.
Yeah.
And he sees him because he's dead.
Because he's dead. What a twist. Shyamalan.
There was a really funny joke of that movie on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Charlie, he's like, oh yeah, we always got to have like a cool M. Night Shyamalan twist. Like, you know that dude in The Sixth Sense, that was Bruce Willis. And they're like, that's not the twist. He's like, what? No, that was Bruce Willis. That was the twist. And they're like, no, you completely like just misunderstood.
You completely missed the twist. I don't know. I just had this is a weird thing that just popped in my head. Have you seen that trailer for that movie Old? Is that a Shyamalan movie?
Yeah. That's his like new thing.
I saw the trailer for that today and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I don't know. I don't keep up with Shyamalan anymore.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
I saw it. I think during the Super Bowl he put out like a teaser or whatever. I saw that. I haven't seen this new trailer.
It's bizarre. I saw it on TV today when I was watching.
What is it like about?
It's about like people trapped on this beach, and every 30 minutes a year passes for them, and that's it. That's the whole movie.
M. Night always has these like really original, like creative ideas. He just never knows what the fuck to do with them.
like it literally was like WandaVision. Like there was a scene where it was like the kids were 6 like an hour ago. It's like, well, yeah, but
like that's a neat idea. That sounds like a Twilight Zone episode, but I guarantee you he's gonna fuck that up, and it's gonna have some bullshit twist at the end.
I don't like the title. It's just called Old. I'm like,
Old.
Is that like supposed to be a horror film? Like, are we supposed to be afraid of being old? Like, what?
I don't know. His titles are usually pretty simple.
Yeah.
Oh, The Village, Signs, The Happening. They're usually just pretty fucking simple.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure there's a twist in Old somewhere.
There's gotta be a twist.
It was all a dream. I don't know.
They're dead the whole time. He pulls a Lost.
You did it again, Shyamalan. Did it again. Pulled the twist out right from under us.
Fucking A.
That's all my movie news, though. I just wanted to bring that up because I was thinking about that. What do you got? I don't have a whole lot of like regular movie news. I have one piece of movie news that might tickle your fancy. Tickle my pickle?
Especially because it involves Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey books a new movie after 3 to 4 years.
I heard about this. I don't remember what movie it was, but I heard about it.
I don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit that Kevin Spacey's coming back, or you don't give a shit about the movie?
I mean, both, to be honest. I mean, this is where people will be like, "Oh, you're a fucking hypocrite" or whatever about like this whole cancel culture bullshit stuff. Like, I'm totally against that cancel bullshit. If Kevin Spacey actually was just like touching people and just being like a weirdo, that's fucked up, and he should like be held accountable for it. But since he hasn't been like convicted of anything, like he should have some kind of a right to work. Like,
I mean,
he was never officially like convicted or charged of anything. It was just people came out and went, "Hey, he touched me when I was 14."
There's a difference.
Anyone can say that about anyone.
I was gonna say there's a difference between cancel culture being that was just a joke and somebody actually did this. And there's a clear line between those. One of them is okay to cancel somebody for, and the other one is not, obviously. And I think he's right on that line of like, okay, did you do it or did you not do it?
If he did it, yes, cancel his ass, because that's fucked up. We will never know if he did it, and he was never officially convicted or charged of anything. In
his head, he knows.
He knows. Yeah, he and that fucking guy who he claimed was touched by him knows, but we'll never know. No.
Not unless he comes out and says it. Like, yeah.
And he's never going to do that because he might at some point because he's gone like full on supervillain, just in general.
When he was Lex Luthor in Superman Returns, it just snapped.
I honestly like. From the stories I've heard about Kevin Spacey, and when I watched the behind-the-scenes documentary on Superman Returns, I totally believe that fuck probably touched a lot of people. He's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I would believe that. If someone came up to me and went, "Yo, Kevin Spacey touched me when I was 12," I'd be like, "Yeah, he probably did."
Probably did. He does seem like a supervillain in real life. He does seem like a supervillain.
He is. Have you seen those videos that he just like put up? Like post cancellation that he posted one of them on like Christmas and then like another one on Thanksgiving, and he's just like, people think they know me or whatever, but they really don't. And he's like sitting over by the fireplace, and he's just like, "Y'all got another thing coming."
Wait. Is he like in the dark petting his cat too? Like,
I think there's one where he's petting his cat. There's one where he's like sitting by the fireplace, and the first one he put out, he was like cooking, like he was like chopping onions in his kitchen or whatever. Like he posted these really like bizarre, strange videos.
Like, did he do it on purpose, or is he?
No, he did it on purpose. Like, because it's not like he didn't just like Snapchat himself, like, "Hey guys, like, what's up?" This was like a this looked like a short film. Like it was like fully like produced and like there's lighting and like there's a fancy camera. Like he set the shit up and posted it on YouTube.
He is a real life.
It's like when the Joker, like in Batman the Animated Series, just like hijacks a bunch of monitors and like, hey, I'm gonna kill the governor. It's like that's what he did basically.
That's awesome. No, I haven't heard anything about Kevin Spacey since his cancellation. So
he's so weird.
I don't doubt it. Like he's a weird person.
I mean, I'm all for it. If he was never officially convicted of anything, and if he didn't actually do it, cool, let him work again. He's a fantastic actor. He's a talented motherfucker. If he did it though, fuck him. He belongs in jail.
He should go to prison and let the prisoners do what they want to.
You should go hang out with Bill Cosby.
What if they're cellmates? Ooh.
I would love to listen to that conversation.
It's like, Kevin? It's Cosby? It's like, yeah.
Dr. Cosby, it's Kevin.
You think Bill Cosby knows who he is if he walked in?
Probably.
You think so?
Kevin Spacey's a pretty fucking iconic actor.
I know. I just feel like Bill Cosby wouldn't care.
He probably wouldn't give a shit, but he'd know him.
I know you from somewhere.
Like Bill Cosby's got his own shit going on that I think he'd probably care about more.
Oh, he's most definitely got other stuff he's got to deal with right now.
Yeah, but if you saw him, he's like, oh, Kevin Spacey's here. That makes sense. Like,
they can rot in prison together. I got some Star Wars news if you want to talk about some Star Wars stuff.
Ooh, shit. I got the piece of TV news first.
Oh, go for it then.
So you've heard of this like Powerpuff Girls show?
Oh my god,
this like live action thing, right?
Yeah, I think
apparently
going to
the head, I guess the studio head of the CW said that the pilot was terrible, and that they're going back and they're having to like rework the pilot and reshoot the pilot and rewrite it because apparently the original script was bad, and the original script leaked and people have read it, and it was bad.
I heard they like very over sexualized it.
Yeah, apparently there was like a lot of sex like in it, and it's like this is weird.
This is Powerpuff Girls. Like, what are you doing?
And I know like the characters are older, like they're in their 20s, but it's still like this is weird.
Right. Like this is a show for like little kids, or at least it was. The animated.
It was. This show's trying to be like the edgy, like, oh, we're millennials.
Because they did it with DC, and they're like, okay, we can do it with Powerpuff Girls. Like, no, there's a line here.
Completely different things.
like DC, like their characters, like they beat up people and they seem like real life people. They could be
50% of DC characters are psychopaths.
Exactly. And then you do the Powerpuff Girls and you're like, this is like a lighthearted, fun, little girls. It's like, no.
Let's age them up and make them sexy. It's like, what? Whose idea was this?
Yeah, who's the weirdo boardman who's like, let's do this.
Make them fucking sexy.
He's like, right. Let's bring my fantasy to life. Let's do it. It's like,
sir, are you okay? Do you need help?
It's like, Denny, you need to like chill.
Who let Kevin Spacey in the room? All right.
And they're like the dad. He's old. He's dead. He doesn't matter. They're all depressed. They're doing drugs. Like, let's just do this. It's like,
would that dad be in the show?
I don't know,
because he wouldn't be that much older because they're only in like their 20s.
How are they? I don't know how they are old. Are they like 5, 6?
They're like toddlers probably.
So like it's been 15 years. He had a stroke and he died. I don't know.
Oh, cool. Probably.
I don't know. They got to give a reason for them to be depressed, and they all hate each other now.
Well, apparently the plot of the show was that they were like, oh, their childhood was taken away from them, and that like they're all pissed off at that.
And they all hate each other, and they don't hang out.
It's like, oh, we're moody teens, and like blah blah blah.
Because that's what I want to see with the Powerpuff Girls. Like,
yeah, can we just like stop doing that?
I don't know. I wasn't gonna watch this anyways, but now I'm definitely not gonna watch it. So
I mean, if this was as bad as like it seemed, I would have loved to have watched this.
You want to be like, all right, let's see how bad this really is.
Like, how fucking bad is this thing?
You said this is a CW?
Yep.
That makes 100% sense then. So,
yep.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Well, I mean, it's still coming. They're just rewriting it, I guess.
They're just taking out all the sex, but leaving everything else.
Everything else is the same, but no sex.
No sex. It's like, well, what the
no sex policy.
And every weirdo out there is like, well, what the hell?
Well, what the fuck am I going to watch now?
Yeah, why am I watching it then?
Jared Fogel's sitting in prison being like, what the fuck?
don't think he gets TV in prison. I'm just gonna maybe he does. I don't know.
He's got one of those little tube TVs.
It just plays Fox News. That's it.
Little black and white little tube TVs.
Anyways, now you want to do Star Wars news? Or
sure.
All right. Both of them relate to J.J. Abrams.
I think I know what you're talking about. I have this too.
So one of them, J.J. Abrams admits that the Star Wars sequel trilogy probably should have had a plane. He literally said that word for word.
No shit, J.J. Everyone said this from the start. Are you a moron?
Like, it's funny to me that he actually came out and said that. Like, he was like, yeah, maybe we should have had a plan. Like, no, really, JJ?
Like, you know what? Looking back on it, yeah, maybe we should have. No shit.
I couldn't tell, JJ. I couldn't tell that you didn't have a plan.
Everyone's been saying since Force Awakens, hey, I hope they have this shit planned out. I hope they have this shit planned out. They even came out and said, we don't have this shit planned out. And then everything sucks. And then it's just like, well, I guess we should have had it planned out. Like, no fucking shit, Disney.
How do you do this, Disney? How do you have one really successful planned out series in the MCU, and then you have Star Wars that's just a train?
Because they might be under Disney, but they're ran by two completely different people. Kathleen Kennedy is not Kevin Feige.
You think somebody higher up in Disney's executives would be like, look, something's going on over there.
But here's the thing, though. Why would they care when the sequels all collectively made $1 billion?
True, but the last one didn't do well compared to what they wanted it to.
It made $1 billion.
Plus, Solo
was definitely the exception. That was the one that made them go, maybe. Like, maybe we need a plan.
The backlash,
all the other movies made $1 billion. So, like, why would they give a fuck?
The backlash of The Last Jedi and Solo really scared him for Episode 9. It really did. I can tell. That movie just seems like a train wreck of, let's just fix everything real quick in an hour and a half.
Let's just do what I wanted to do, but because I didn't come back, I didn't get the opportunity to do
They should have just let somebody, maybe not JJ, they should have just let somebody do all 3 movies. That would have made at least cohesively more sense.
Or
had a plan.
Just have a plan.
Kathleen Kennedy.
You don't need, like, I know everyone said, like, oh, if J.J. Abrams made all 3 of them, it would have been much better. It's like, not necessarily. Just get a solid plan and just say, hey, Rian Johnson, you're doing this. Like, do it.
I don't know if it would have been better, but it would have cohesively felt.
It would have been much more cohesive, yeah.
But what was Kathleen Kennedy doing? Just sitting on her ass, just being like,
she was sitting on her ass, counting her money.
Like, well, just do it. Go out and do it.
Like, hey, we need more black characters in this that we're not going to actually put on the poster because of China.
We're going to put a lesbian kiss at the end of this movie, but in the
background, it's like blurred out.
And we can edit it out real quick for the other releases.
Yeah,
it's like that's what you're worried about. Like, really?
That's what's important.
I hate culture nowadays.
We need Poe and Finn to be kind of gay, but never actually come out and say that they're gay.
Let's just not have them interact after the first movie.
Let's just keep them apart until the 3rd movie, and then just have them bicker for the fuck happened?
I don't know. Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, we'll make like 7 books about it.
Kathleen Kennedy really just messed that up. I don't. We'll make 7 books about it. That's what they're gonna do. They probably already did. They made like 8 comic books trying to fix this crap. So I don't know. My second thing is kind of piggybacks off of this. This is a weird statement from John Boyega. I don't know if you heard this. John Boyega said that he would love to return to Star Wars only under Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams. That's a weird statement because I'm just like, didn't he come out and be like, look, this was stupid?
He's been very open about like how Disney kind of about like how they marketed the movie and how they made him like a lesser character because he was black and they wanted to sell to China. Like he was very open. He came out and said something about that like a year or 2 ago. Like he was like, yeah, that's bullshit. I have no fucking idea. And he's also been very open about like before that he didn't want to come back for Star Wars. Like he was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this again. I mean, so maybe Kathleen Kennedy wrote him a fat fucking check and was like, yo, shut up. And then he was like, all right, cool.
I remember him coming out and saying he would definitely never do a Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he ever said he would never come back to like a movie. But it's weird to me that he said he would only do it for JJ and Kathleen Kennedy.
Well, I mean, The JJ thing makes sense because it's sort of the same thing with like Ray Fisher and Zack Snyder, where it's like Zack Snyder gave Ray Fisher like his first big break, and it's kind of the same thing with John Boyega. Like John Boyega was an actor, but like nobody knew John Boyega until Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So like JJ was responsible for giving a lot of these people their big breaks. So I'm sure they're loyal to JJ. So like him wanting to work with JJ again, that makes sense. Kathleen Kennedy is a little weird though.
But maybe Kathleen Kennedy's a really nice person. I don't know.
I'm sure she's a lovely human being. I'm sure she fucking goes to homeless shelters every day and like feeds them all soup and just like adopts a bunch of cancer-ridden children and takes care of them and nurses them to health. But fuck her because she ruined Star Wars.
I thought you were going to say, but she did a terrible job running Star Wars, so that makes her...
She can go to hell because she ruined a movie series.
I wouldn't say that. That's a bit much.
I'm exaggerating. I'm being the fan, the Star Wars fan.
Star Wars fan base.
That's exactly what Star Wars fans would say.
Star Wars fan base is extremely toxic. I don't understand why they're so.
That's why I'm not a Star Wars fan anymore.
But yeah, I thought it was a weird statement for John Boyega to say. So I listened.
It is kind of an odd statement.
Maybe that means he's signed on. He's doing another movie. I don't know. Maybe
he'll be back in the Lando show.
Why? Maybe.
I don't know because we need black people together.
He's gonna be in Taika Waititi's movie. I don't know.
Oh shit! I'd actually like to see that if Taika Waititi did something fun and interesting with him.
I have no idea what Taika Waititi's gonna do. Like, where?
I hope it's a fucking animated movie.
Like, is it just gonna be one of those movies? Like, okay, we don't know when it's set in Star Wars. It's just in Star Wars at some time.
I hope so. Who gives a shit where it's set? Just make a fucking movie set in the Star Wars universe, and just don't make any reference to any other movies. Just make a fucking movie, please, Taika.
If any of the directors are gonna do it, I think it's gonna be Taika the one who's gonna.
Taika seems like they're gonna let him do whatever, and he's just like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna do whatever.
Yeah. Ryan Johnson's trilogy, which is apparently still happening. I don't know what he's gonna do.
I don't know, and I don't care.
You're not even a little bit interested. Be like,
I'm not gonna watch those for one.
But you're not a little bit interested. Just be like, okay, what are you doing though? Like,
I mean, if it's like some weird, like out of this world, like something we've never seen before, sure. But it's gonna be Star Wars.
It's gonna be The Last Jedi.
It's gonna be The Last Jedi, but instead of 2.5 hours, it's gonna be probably 3 hour long movies. And it's like, all right, that's not fun.
I mean, it could be fun with non-main characters, for just different characters that we don't know about. It could be interesting.
If it could be fun, but if it's like script wise and story wise, if it's like The Last Jedi, because Last Jedi has so many problems with it that go beyond it just being a part of the sequels and not making any sense. Like that movie as a whole is just not fun, and it doesn't make sense as a movie. Like that movie just has problems on its own, even if you took it out of like the Star Wars thing. Like it just doesn't make sense. So if he's just gonna give us more of that, I don't want that.
What if he did a movie in like the Clone Wars era? Would that be interesting? About some clones?
I don't care where it takes place. Make an interesting movie.
But I mean, like if he did like a Saving Private Ryan, but with clones, that
would be cool. That's what Rogue One should have been. But I know Disney had to nerf that shit too. So Disney will probably be like, "Hey, can you tone it down on like the murder?" And it's like it's a war. Fucking Disney, like
it's a war.
People are
honestly,
die.
Clone Wars got away with a lot of stuff I didn't think they would ever.
Clone Wars is fucking amazing.
It is. Anybody who hasn't seen Clone Wars and like Star Wars,
because that was a thing. For one, Clone Wars was a thing before Disney bought Star Wars. So I'm sure George Lucas let Dave Filoni kind of just do whatever he wanted. And also, it was kind of that like Spider-Verse situation where it's like, it's a cartoon, whatever. And then Dave Filoni's like, let's fucking have some dark shit in this fucking thing, because no one was watching it probably and like didn't care what he did. George Lucas just gave him money and went, do whatever. I don't care.
It's like we're gonna have people jump out of windows, commit suicide.
Yeah, like I don't. It's one of those things that and that's why I love animation sometimes, is because like you get some really creative people and then they just, here's a bunch of money, we don't give a shit what you do, and they make something really fucking cool.
Just do it or make something.
Yeah.
Gosh, I give props to Dave Filoni. Did you hear he got promoted? He's got more.
Yeah, he's like the executive chairman or whatever.
Yeah, he's got more power in Star Wars, which is good. Good for him.
Kathleen Kennedy's job, for fuck's sakes. Like, Jesus.
They can't fire her. They gotta.
She needs to retire. Why can't they fire her?
I don't know, because feminism. I don't know. I think
Bob Kupchak or whatever the fuck his name is can just go, hey, get out.
He could, I think, but I think there'd be backlash. Obviously,
cool. I think there'd be backlash for about a week, and then people would just be like, hey, Star Wars is good now, so I'm fine.
Either there would be a ton of backlash or no one would care. One of the
Nobody likes Kathleen Kennedy. Even feminists are like, Kathleen, can you just like chill?
Well, remember, we looked up this. If she did get fired, the next person to take her spot would be another woman. So it's not like anything would change.
I mean, is that woman a feminist?
No,
just because she's a woman doesn't mean she's like a horrible feminist.
No, that's not what I mean. Like in terms of people being mad about somebody not being a woman can be in charge of Star Wars. Like somebody else would be a woman in charge of, like nothing changed. Like it's just probably a better person suited for the job is now in charge instead of Kathleen Kennedy. It's only it's changed.
Okay, yeah, that's
so
good.
So I don't know why.
I don't give a shit if it's a woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't care. Like so, like
if Kathleen Kennedy was good at making like Star Wars movies, cool. I don't give a shit that she's a woman. Like
why can't we fire her? Because obviously she's not doing a good job at it.
Yeah.
If anybody else wasn't doing a good job at their job,
I think she has like seniority over there at Lucasfilm because she's been there for like decades.
I don't care.
I think she's just like, hey, you can't fire me, motherfucker.
Give her a retirement plan. Be like, look, here, you're not fired.
No,
but
just tell her to get the fuck out.
Like, look, you're not fired.
That's all you have to do.
You have to retire. So here,
I don't care where you go, but you can't fucking stay here.
It's like, she's like, fine, I'll go to Marvel. It's like, no, you can't go there either. You're going.
Kevin Feige's not gonna let you.
You're going.
You can try.
You're going somewhere else. You're not going to
DC.
Marvel.
All right.
Going to Warner Brothers. Get out.
You can go ruin that fucking franchise. That's already kind of ruined. Honestly, actually, I think Kathleen Kennedy would probably like reinstate the Snyderverse, so I'm cool with that.
You think she would?
She'd be like, "Hey, people want it. We're gonna make money from it. Let's do it."
I don't know if she would, honestly. I think
she let Rian Johnson do whatever the fuck he wanted on a Star Wars movie. I think she'd bring back Zack Snyder and just go make whatever. Like,
yeah, probably.
I'd be totally cool with that.
I feel like she'd reboot the whole thing though. Just be like, yeah, just
she probably, she might. Restart. She'd be like, hey, we're making an all-female Justice League.
Restart it. Start
from the beginning. Don't do that.
All-female Justice League.
We're making Batman a woman.
I mean, you could technically do that. You have Batgirl, you have Supergirl.
But we already have female teams that you could just make a movie on. Just do that.
That's true. You could do that
instead of just hey, we got to make Superman a girl. It's like, but we have Supergirl.
Like, I didn't even think of that. But yeah,
just do that.
Anyways, you want to get into Marvel or DC first?
Marvel. We have a system on this podcast. I don't know if you're aware of it, Devin.
We always kind of switch up
with Marvel.
We always switch up which one we do first.
Save DC for last because it's better.
Oh. You didn't have any Star Wars news you want to talk about anyways, did you?
No, it was just the JJ stuff.
Okay.
That was really
Marvel
all people
stuff.
Were talking about.
First things first, we got to talk about the Eternals trailer because that dropped literally the day after we recorded our previous podcast.
That pissed me off. It's like Kevin Feige watched my podcast and was like, fuck you for calling me a racist. Eternals trailer.
Eternals trailer?
I was like, you son of a bitch.
What you watched this trailer, right?
Yeah.
I liked this trailer. I've seen a lot of people not liking this trailer. I like this trailer.
I've heard a lot of people say it looked boring.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this looks good to me. This looks different. Looks interesting. I don't know. What do you think?
I didn't love it. I wasn't like, holy shit, this is amazing.
I mean, I didn't love it either. I didn't think it was the next best thing, but it looked good.
The one moment in the trailer, there was like a couple of shots where I was like, this looks different.
Yeah.
And that's good. And I hope that this isn't just like Marvel like baiting us in and be like, oh, it's something new and different, and then it just is like a normal Marvel. Like I want this to be different and weird because already just from the look of it, it does not look like a normal Marvel movie. Like it looks different and it looks gorgeous, and I hope that it's kind of weird and different and just like its own thing.
It does. I agree with you. It does look gorgeous, and I think you told me, I can't pronounce her name, the director for this movie.
Chloe Zhao.
Yeah, she apparently does.
I can't pronounce her name. She's got a simple name.
I didn't want to butcher it. I knew I would not say it correctly. You told me that she does a lot of on-set location stuff and stuff like that. So that's freaking awesome.
And I think she was in an interview recently. Somebody like asked her about the movie, and she said, I had to convince Marvel to like let me shoot as much in camera as I possibly could. Like if we're like if I'm doing this movie, like we're gonna have to actually go places and be on set and shoot stuff. We're not filming this on a fucking green screen. Like
I'm sure Marvel's so used to doing the green screen thing that they're like,
yeah, I'm sure Marvel's like, what do you mean go places? We have a green screen. What are you talking about?
Which I think she started a kind of a little mini movement because Taika Waititi's shooting a lot of stuff on location for Thor 4. So
good. I'm glad we're getting out of this green screen era.
Yeah, he's shooting a lot of stuff in New Zealand. I know that, and in Australia and stuff.
There's so many like beautiful locations in the world that you can shoot at, and Marvel's just like, let's just stay inside where it's air conditioned.
That's exactly what it is. Hey, we're all wearing hot, heavy costumes. Let's just go air.
Fuck off! Like, take a break. Get a fan. And just have it on set. Like, you're getting paid millions of dollars. Deal with the heat for 8 hours. All right.
It's 8 hours every day for like a couple months, though.
Millions of dollars. Quit being a whiny bitch. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it. I'll paint my ass green. I'll do it.
Wade would love to do it because he'd just get paid to work out all day. And
dude, if someone paid me $50 million, I'd get so fucking jacked.
But nobody is, so.
And I wouldn't tell anybody. I would just be on set and you'd be like, "Is that him? Like, is that real?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah, that's real." It's all muscles.
You'd be like, what's his name? What's the guy in Eternals? He had the body transformation. Kumail. Speaking of which, I love his little Bollywood thing he's got going on in
that made me smile in the trailer. I guarantee you people are gonna have an issue with that.
People are probably gonna say that's racist. It's not.
It's not racist for one. People, what the fuck is wrong with people? They ask for more representation and then they give it to them and then they're like, "Oh, of course the Indian guy's doing a Bollywood dance." Like, what the fuck do you want? That's what you asked for.
Like
what the fuck?
It's awesome because Bollywood never gets represented in Hollywood.
No, it doesn't.
It's awesome that they're actually doing it, which is
and there's like I'm sure there's a reason for it. I'm sure it's not just like, oh, action, 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 Bollywood dance, action, action, action. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure there's like a plot reason for it to happen.
And I'm sure if he was uncomfortable with it, he probably would have said something like, "Hey,
if these people are uncomfortable with doing anything, I'm aware that people are like shills and they'll just do shit for money. But like, if Kumail really was like against something, I'm sure he'd be like, "Look, I ain't doing this."
Yeah, or he'd at least say something to the media like, "Look, I did this, but like I didn't agree with it," type thing.
Yeah, or Chloe Zhao. Chloe Zhao's Asian. I'm sure she'd be like, "Look, I don't know if this is like, I don't know if people are gonna be cool with this."
Right.
Like,
people just find anything to be offended by.
Of course, the Indian guy's doing an Indian dance. Like, fuck off. Shut up and enjoy the movie.
Like it's the same thing with. I saw somebody talking about Shang-Chi and like, oh, of course the Asian guy's a kung fu guy. It's like, well,
I get it, but fuck you. I want to see.
If we would have cast a white dude as him, then you would have been like, oh, well, you miscat you.
Well, but see, here's the thing about that. When Iron Fist was coming out, everyone was like, "Oh, you got to make Iron Fist Asian because he's a martial arts guy, and if you cast a white guy, you're just culturally appropriating." But now that they have an Asian guy doing kung fu, they're like, "Oh, of course the Asian guy's got to do kung fu," and it's like, weren't y'all the same ones bitching that Iron Fist was white?
So which one do you want? Like
you want a black guy to do kung fu? I guarantee you wouldn't be okay with that either.
Because like Shang-Chi, his whole thing is doing kung fu. So like,
and that movie looks fucking awesome. I don't give a shit that he's doing kung fu. That movie looks dope.
Like, what do you want? Also, we haven't had a cool kung fu movie in a long time. Marvel could actually do a cool one.
Yeah, I want like a cool, like a throwback to like an old Bruce Lee movie or something.
Like it could be cool,
awesome.
So I don't know why people are finding all these weird little things to just nitpick in these movies, and they haven't come out yet.
People just like complaining because they like attention.
I don't get it.
They got to complain about something to make it seem like they're like an activist or whatever. You're not an activist. You're just some moron online who's just complaining about bullshit that doesn't matter. Complaining about a movie having kung fu in it does not matter. That's not going to change anything.
No. But back to the Eternals trailer. I've heard some people say they think the cast is overpacked. Do you feel that way, or do you think
the cast?
Yeah, like they think there's too many not main characters, but there's too many characters.
I mean, there is a lot of characters. I'm sure not all of them. I'm sure there's going to be like 2 or 3 central main characters.
I think the main character is that Kit. Is it Kit Harington or whatever? I think it's that guy. I don't know.
Is it?
I think. Well, I know maybe
Black
he's not.
Knight.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the main character, but he's one of the main characters.
I'm sure it's going to be a Guardians thing. Like in Guardians, there's like 5 characters, but there's like Star-Lord's like the main character of those movies.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like they're gonna focus on 2 or 3 like central characters, and they're gonna be core to the plot, and then there's just these side characters running around. And we don't know. Maybe some of them are villains. Like we don't know. We don't know what the plot of this fucking movie is, because I have a feeling Angelina Jolie is gonna end up being a villain because she looks like a villain.
Her character in the comics is the first cousin of Thanos, so she could be a villain.
Why isn't she like purple?
I don't know. I don't know what her character looks like in the comics. I just know that she's first cousin of Thanos.
Angelina Jolie is probably like, I ain't fucking being purple.
So, this movie, I kind of know some of the Eternals lore now.
I don't know dick about Eternals.
But this movie could be interesting. A lot of people are kind of upset about like, oh, where have they been this whole time? I don't care.
I don't care. That's the thing that like you have to kind of take out of your brain when you see any comic book movie. It's like when people bitched about Martian Manhunter, they're like, what the fuck? Why didn't he help the whole time? It's like, okay, why didn't Shazam help? Why didn't, like, there's other heroes fucking around all the time. Why didn't Flash show up when Doomsday was wrecking Metropolis? Because it's a fucking movie. Like, the comics are like that too, and you could ignore it in the comics. Like, why didn't Iron Man show up when Captain America found out that Hydra was S.H.I.E.L.D.? Because he's off doing some other shit. Like, who gives a shit?
Exactly.
And I think it's one of those things that like, it's like if aliens came to Earth and they like gave us some tech that like progressed our thing, they wouldn't want to interfere because they want to see like where we're gonna go, like they want to see like how we're gonna progress and how we're gonna do whatever, and they don't want to interfere with that. Like I think that's kind of what the Eternals are. They're just, hey, we give you some ancient technology, go evolve and just do your own thing, and we'll kind of just be behind the scenes. Like that's fine. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I know some of the Eternal stuff is about, there's like 3 different, like the Eternals came down and like messed with genealogy and Homo sapiens or whatever, and there's like 3 different types of people now. There's normal humans, Eternals, and something else. I don't remember what the last
X-Men.
one is. I don't think it's X-Men. This could be something that ties into X-Men.
We made the X-Men.
This could be what it was. That it might be actually. Might be Eternals, humans, and then mutants. I don't know. I don't know what the third one is. But I know that's probably going to be at least the beginning of it, is explaining like all that crap. I know Kit Harington's character in the movie, it has like a 3-way love triangle with 3 of the girls in it. And I'm just like, I don't know what the heck is happening in this movie, but it's going to be nuts, and I think it's going to be really interesting. So
I'm excited for it just because I know dick about the Eternals, and this trailer made me really excited because it looks like they showed no action in the trailer, which was really exciting for me because it looks like, okay, they're going to do something different. I would love to see a Marvel movie with no action in it. That would be they're not going to do that. There's going to be some action in it, but like
I was going to say, what if it had just bare minimum action?
That's great. Do that. I want a character movie from Marvel, and this is kind of hopefully what this is going to be. It's going to be a movie about these weird, like, ancient being characters, just like throughout time, just like fucking around. Like, what are they doing? Like, what do ancient beings do on their off day? Like when they're not doing ancient being shit. Like that's an interesting idea.
I don't know. I think this movie travels 5,000 years throughout history in this movie. So
I think it's like a huge span of time.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm kind of excited. Next up on deck is Spider-Man trailer. Speaking of which, we got some Spider-Man news. So
Spider-Man.
I guess we'll start with the big news. We got some casting news for Kraven, which is not MC related, it's Sony related. Aaron Taylor Johnson was cast as Kraven. I wasn't super hyped about this when I heard about this. What'd you think?
I didn't care. This is like a weird. It's very unconventional. I wouldn't look at him and go, "Oh, you're Kraven."
Yeah. I don't have the list of people that they had before. I remember Brad Pitt was one of the.
Brad Pitt would have been interesting. I would have paid to see Brad Pitt as Kraven because he wouldn't be traditional Kraven. He would have done something different with it, I think.
Yeah, and I think Adam Driver was considered, and
Keanu Reeves was considered. I love how like Keanu Reeves is considered for like every superhero role, and he just goes, "No, I don't want to do it." I love that. I love that he's just like, "I just don't want to do it."
I don't want to do it, man.
Good for you, Keanu. Like he doesn't want to be tied down for 18 movies.
John David Washington was considered also.
I don't think John David Washington would have been a Craven. He's too small for one.
I think he could have done something interesting with it. I don't know if it would have been.
He's a little boy. I wouldn't want him.
I don't know.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, do a fucking like accent.
Can Aaron Taylor Johnson do the accent? I don't know.
He does an accent all the time.
But can he do Kraven's accent?
He did a terrible Russian accent in Age of Ultron.
And
he can do a terrible. What the hell is Kraven? Is he Australian? African? Something?
It's like, yeah, it's a mix of Australian and African or something.
He can do a terrible Australian accent. Kraven.
Anyways, Kraven's set to come out in 2023, so we won't see this.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we won't see this for a while.
Why are they waiting so long?
I mean, it's only 2 years. It's not that long.
Still, that feels like a long fucking time.
It's actually 1.5 years because it's
shit.
So, but yeah. And speaking of which, I have something that kind of piggybacks off of this. Sony execs have stated that, and there's quotes around this. There is a plan, end quote, with the Spider-Man universe, and will eventually cross over with Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
I saw this too, which
is weird to me because Aaron Taylor Johnson's in the MCU. So,
well, I mean, but also we're getting one of the Eternals actors was also in Captain Marvel as a different character. So I think now that's not different. I think now they're trying to kind of just like whatever. Like they don't. I think they're kind of playing a little loosey goosey with some of the rules.
That is different because she's a side character. That doesn't.
It doesn't matter, Devin. She's a different character. She's already in the universe. It doesn't matter if they're a main. Quicksilver is not a main character in the MCU.
He was more of a main character than that chick. I don't know that chick's name.
But he fucking died, and they haven't brought him back, and he's dumb, and we'll never see him again. So like.
But like, I mean, I guess you could say like, oh, the Sony universe isn't in the MCU; it's a different universe or whatever. But
yeah, it might be a different universe. We don't know.
But still, I really thought they were going to go with the bringing back Tobey or Andrew's universe and just doing it in there.
It would be really smart, I think, of Sony if they set it in the Amazing Spider-Man universe.
It would be. It'd be
if they set like all of these villain movies in the Amazing Spider-Man universe. That would be a great way to continue that universe. Without actually doing Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Especially with hyping up that Andrew Garfield's coming back in Spider-Man 3 anyways, and then you just piggyback off of that.
That'd be awesome.
Unless you mess it up again and you start making bad Spider-Man movies.
Well, I mean, they already did that with Venom.
Yeah, so
but
I'm sure they'll do it with Morbius. So.
But I'm sure they're seeing that like people like the MCU Spider-Man, so they're like, hey, let's fucking cross over with that one. Fuck Andrew Garfield. Let's do this one.
Apparently that picture with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Morbius is going to be redone as Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So,
of course, because we can't have anything cool or interesting.
No, so I don't know.
Even if it's not set in that universe, just leave it because that's a fun thing to like. Quite like, oh, is this a different timeline entirely? Is this in that universe? Like, is Michael Keaton also in the fucking Tobey Maguire universe? Like, that's cool. That's a cool thing to just like, oh, is it like cool?
I mean, it's interesting. That's for sure. I don't know what. So they say they have a plan. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
It's dumb. Are they saying that it's gonna be? Is it gonna be a multiverse thing, or is it? It's always been a part of the MCU the whole time. Like,
I think it's. I want to say it's gonna be a multiverse thing, but they could easily curveball it to be like, it's part of the MCU. You just didn't know.
This is bullshit.
I don't know. So if Sony has a plan, they need to come out and say it, so I know what's going on. So I don't know what's going on.
That's the thing. I don't think they do.
After Spider-Man 3, anything could happen. I have no idea what's happening.
Well, yeah, anything's possible at this point. After Endgame, honestly, like anything.
But and then I have one other bit of Spider-Man 3 news. We have the rumored Sinister Six lineup for No Way Home, and this may make you this may make you mad, or this may make you not mad. I don't know. So the lineup is William Dafoe as Green Goblin. Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, Jamie Foxx's Electro, Thomas Hayden Church's Sandman, Paul Giamatti's Rhino, and Raya's Iphans. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Reese
Fonz. Lizard. Those are the six. So no MCU villains for the
Vulture or anything. That's weird.
No, it is weird.
That's a little weird.
It is a little weird.
I mean, I'm glad that Paul Giamatti. I'm finally glad that like they're like using that character.
This is rumored. This isn't confirmed.
And so I hope they get to use him, and he's not just I'm the Rhino, and then he doesn't fucking do anything. It's weird that like the Sinister Six is going to be made of like multiverse characters. That's
I think maybe they're doing it so they can in future flesh out MCU villains later on, but I don't know.
But even then, it's like, what about the villains that we've already seen in the MCU?
Yeah, like you could do Scorpion. You could bring him in and actually do Scorpion. You could.
Are we ever gonna fucking see Scorpion?
I don't know.
I thought he was gonna be the second one. I thought that's why they were setting him up in Homecoming, and then they're just like, nah, whatever.
Nah.
I want to see that actor as Scorpion because I like him.
I don't know. Also, but we've heard rumors that Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is gonna be kind of like a J.K. Simmons, where he's also the MCU. He looks like he's Willem Dafoe in the MCU also. So I don't know.
He's Willem Dafoe or he's Norman
Osborn? No, like he's Norman Osborn in the MCU, but he looks like J.K. Simmons is J. Jonah Jameson, but Willem Dafoe is.
I'm fine with that. I think it's a little weird that like they're doing that with some people but not others. But I'm fine with it. Like, I mean, bring back Willem Dafoe. Like he's iconic in that role. Like, why change it? You know, like
he's kind of old.
Fine with it. He's not kind of old. He's very old. But that could play into his character. He's an old man. He's jealous of how young Tom Holland is because he looks like a baby.
Maybe I don't know, but I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird to me that they're doing, if they do this, that they're all villains from different franchises. That's not the MCU. That's weird to me. And I guess they have to have a reason for Toby and Andrew Spider-Man to have to like do this fight, but I don't know. It's weird. Did you freeze on me? I think you froze on me. He's dead, everybody. He's gone. Oh, he's gone. I'm still alive. So how's everybody doing today? I'm doing fantastic. Wade's power has went out, and doing a little extra with me today because I'm awesome. Yeah. So we're gonna wait and see if Wade comes back. I'm wearing my Jurassic Park shirt representing, even though most of those movies suck and I don't like them. Oh, hello.
We're recording.
Yeah, we're still recording. I was kind of just filling the dead air for a couple minutes there.
I don't know what the fuck happened.
Apparently the power went out.
Somebody hit something and the power died.
I don't know. What was the last thing you heard? I was filling dead air. You
said something. You were like, I hate Jamie Foxx because he's black or something.
Whoa. That didn't happen. I know that didn't happen.
I don't remember. You're talking about the Willem Dafoe or something.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was weird that they didn't use any MCU villains for the Sinister Six.
It's very weird.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Also, like Thomas Hayden Church is coming back. Like, do we need?
I like Thomas Hayden Church, and that version of Sandman is like okay, but it's just like, what is No Way Home gonna be?
Exactly. Like I think they're doing this for a reason to have Andrew and Toby's Spider-Man be in there and make sense. It's like, oh yeah, look, these are all your villains. We need your help to take them out again.
I mean, possibly, yeah.
But it's weird that we don't have, like, it doesn't feel like there will be any stakes for Tom Holland Spider-Man because none of these are his villains.
Yeah, Tom Holland's not going to give a shit about any of these guys because he's like, all right. And it's going to be the fucking mentor thing again where it's like, oh, I don't know how to take on Rhino because I've never faced him before. It's like, let me show you how to do it, kid, because I got experience. And it's like, I don't want to see that again.
You get this sewer grate and you just throw it at him.
And then Doctor Strange is in this fucking movie. What the hell is Doctor Strange? Why didn't Doctor Strange just show up and go, hey, go back?
Go back to your universe you're from.
Like, is it gonna be a Thor Ragnarok thing where he just has a cameo for like a second?
I think that's what it's gonna be. He's gonna have
bullshit.
A cameo. So I think he's gonna be like, look, I got stuff to deal with because the multiverse is breaking. Can you go help me and do that and go take care of that?
I got stuff to do. I ain't got time to be fucking around with this spider bullshit.
So maybe, I don't know.
Because I also have some Spider-Man news that kind of ties into this.
Oh, go for it.
Apparently, the whole like his identity being revealed bullshit that Far From Home did. Apparently, that's going to be solved like really quick.
It's gonna be Matt Murdock. It's Charlie Cox.
Like apparently that's not like the plot of the movie. They're just gonna like brush over it.
He's gonna clear his name,
which is what I didn't want them to fucking do. But I guess they're like, hey, we got other shit to focus on, so we're just gonna ignore that big kind of cliffhanger that we set up. We're just gonna ignore it, and it's like
John Watts. Fuck. He's like, yeah, well, I set this up just in case, but we don't need it now, so we're not gonna do it.
Fuck you.
This is the last Spider-Man movie he's making, so if you don't like John Watts, he's probably.
I don't have a problem with John Watts, but it's just like you set something up, commit to it.
I mean, they're not going to just completely disregard it. It sounds like they're going to deal with it in 5 minutes and then be done with it.
Sure, make that the plot of the movie.
They could have completely ignored it. And then
like that would be an interesting idea. Like Peter Parker's outed. He's not like Tony Stark, where he's just like cool billionaire. He's still in high school. Like that would be an interesting plot if like Flash Thompson found out and was like, "Holy shit, you're Spider-Man!" Like, whoa, like. Yeah. How would Peter like deal with this in being a 18-year-old kid still in high school? Like he still isn't Spider-Man yet. Like that would be kind of an interesting thing to tackle for a character that young. We're just gonna fuck it.
Well, maybe. I mean, is that confirmed or is that just a rumor?
Apparently, that's hearsay. So I hope it's not true.
So it could be false. I hope Charlie Cox's Daredevil has something to do with that. I think that's the most reasonable way for him to be in this movie.
That must mean Charlie Cox is a damn good lawyer.
Yeah, he's like, look, he didn't do it. It wasn't him. Case closed.
He shows up. He goes, look, he's a fucking nerd. You think this kid's Spider-Man?
And he throws a ball at him, and it bounces.
I'm blind, and even I can see that this kid's a fucking loser.
Do you think we'll see the Daredevil suit in this?
No.
If they pull
not in a fucking chance.
If they pull a Ralph Boner situation with Charlie Cox, are you gonna be pissed?
I will, yeah. And I like I said last time, I will walk out. I don't think they're gonna pull a Ralph Boner thing, just because I think that Charlie Cox. I would like to imagine that if Charlie Cox was like asked to come back, and it's like, oh, cool, Matt Murdock, and they're like, no, you're not playing Matt Murdock, he'd be like, fuck you.
I'm not coming back.
I'm not doing it. Like, I'm sure he would have. I don't think he would just be like, oh yeah, sure, give me $100 million. Like, he seems like the type of guy to not do that. But I think he's gonna be Matt Murdock, but I don't think we're gonna see him in the suit.
Do you think they'll hint at him being Daredevil at all, or do you think they'll just do lawyer stuff?
They'll have like one line where like maybe Peter says something where he's like, look, like I got some shit going on, and Charlie's or Matt Murdock's like, believe me, so do I. Like he's got like. They'll have some like sly like back and forth with each other. It'll be like the scene in Batman vs Superman when Bruce and Clark meet and they're both like talking about like, oh, I don't like fucking dorks dressed like clowns and I'm Batman, but they're not actually like, hey, I'm Batman. I think it'll be kind of like that.
Do you think maybe they'll both have like a spider sense thing happen at the same time? Like
that would be fun.
Like a mugger is coming up to mug him, and then like Daredevil like just pushes him out of the way.
Both just like dodge out of the way.
Yeah. That
would be fun.
And it's like, and
I don't think he's going to be in this movie like all that much. I think we'll see him at the beginning. He'll be in one horror scene, and then that's it.
I liked your thing you put on Snapchat. That thing of opening with Charlie Cox being like, "Your Honor," and just starting with the court case.
That's how it should start.
It'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. It'd be a great way to start it.
It would be. And then everybody would lose their shit in the first 5 minutes.
Be like, whoa! Be like, hey, can you shut up? I'm trying to watch the
movie. No, you'd be the guy saying, whoa.
Yeah, you goddamn right. I'd be like, whoa, this is awesome.
And I'd be the guy being like, shut up. We knew he was in this.
I don't give a shit. Whoa.
What if they cut him? What if they cut him out of the movie?
Charlie Cox would kill himself.
Because they did it with Doctor Strange in WandaVision.
That would. But that's different because he's gonna be back. Like it's not like, oh man, I'm not in WandaVision. Fuck, and he starts like cutting himself. Like Charlie Cox, like he had his time in the sun, and now he's kind of done. So I feel like if they cut him, that's kind of like he's not coming back anymore.
I mean, if it's as bloated as they say, they may cut him. You never know.
Don't do that.
I don't think they would. If he's truly in it, and they got him set up and he's filmed his scenes, they're definitely gonna be like, all right, we're keeping this in.
Keep it in, because I'm sure he's got like one scene. Like, why cut that?
Because it's one scene. It's not important.
But then don't cut it. I'm sure there's some other bullshit. Maybe cut out the 18 fucking villains that are in the movie. Maybe cut that.
True.
John.
Does he have control over that, or would that be Sony? Because it'd be like, look, you got too long of a runtime. You need to cut some stuff.
I mean, it might be Sony. They seem to have a weird fucking track record of just like, hey, let's put all of our villains in this one movie. Like, let's just put every villain in it.
Let's put all of our villains in the third movie, except for Amazing Spider-Man. We'll do that in the second one.
We'll just do that in the second one, and then we just won't make the third one.
We'll tease it for the third one in the second one. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's like, what's up with you in the third movie and just wanting to throw all your...
It's the big epic conclusion. We got to have everything.
It's like, but you know you can do a fourth. Like, you don't have to do just 3.
Only 3. The rule of 3s.
And Sony's like, what? You can count higher than 3? What are you talking about?
They don't have the number 4 in Japan.
It goes 3 and then 100. There's no
yeah. We can't make 100 Spider-Man movies, sir.
It's like, no, but there's 4. It's like, what?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What is 4?
4. Anyway, I mean, we've heard that they want to do a 4th Spider-Man movie in the MCU anyway, so I don't know how you go.
I think they're going to do like 2 trilogies. They're going to do like a high school trilogy and then Peter, maybe like a college trilogy or whatever.
How do you go past this? If all these rumors are true, how do you go past this? You can't just go do Kraven after doing Spider-Verse and Sinister Six in the same movie.
I mean, you could if you close off the universe from here going. Like if you do a one story, like, oh, the multiverse happened for a little bit, and then you just like Doctor Strange is like, no, it's not happening again. Fuck you. Like you could then just go, okay, Spider-Man's gonna go do some bank shit. Like, yeah, you could do that, but it'd be really lame because it's like we've seen
like this crazy thing just happen, and then now you're going back to this normal. Yeah,
that's the problem that Endgame kind of has, because it's like we've seen this big epic thing, and we've seen like time travel and stuff, and then now it's just like, oh, I gotta go fight bank robbers. Like that's just like, all right, that's fun, but like we've seen bigger.
That's kind of like what Black Widow said. Like, all right, you gotta go fight.
Yeah, it's like I don't give a shit about you fighting a Power Ranger. Like,
yeah, it's just like, I mean, I'm still excited for Taskmaster, but well, I don't know. I don't know how they go. Like, unless they wait a long time not a long time, but a couple years between the 3rd and the 4th movie, that may be like, oh, we're getting another Spider-Man movie. Like,
I mean, I'm sure we will. I'm sure it'll be a while before we.
But we already know Spider-Man's going to show up in a crossover movie, at least. Probably Fantastic Four, but I don't know which crossover.
When the fuck is Fantastic Four coming out? I'm sure that's going to be a while away.
2023, I think.
It's a while from now. This movie's coming out now. That's a couple of years, and he probably won't have a huge part in that. I mean,
probably not. But he might be in Secret Invasion too. That might be what his
Secret Invasion probably. Yeah,
it might be what his crossover thing is. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for Spider-Man 3. Even if it's not the multiverse stuff, I'm excited if they just keep the thing that
I'd be more excited. Like the multiverse stuff doesn't interest me just because we've kind of seen it in a movie like Spider-Verse. Like, and Spider-Verse is a great film. Like, it's not like they fucked up in Spider-Verse and like I want to see it done right. Like they did it right the first time. Like we've seen it. I kind of just want them to do something else with Spider-Man because we've already seen that. And if it was more along the lines of Homecoming, where it was just this like fun little like Ferris Bueller-esque like high school movie with Spider-Man, like that's fun. Like I that's what I'm interested in with this character. I don't give a shit about the weird. Whenever they do big shit with Spider-Man, it's always dumb. I like the small, just like, hey, I'm in high school. I don't know what's going on. Blah blah blah. Like that's fun. I like that.
Like Spider-Man 3, where he's fighting a giant Sandman.
I don't give a flying fuck about it.
It's like that's too much.
Because in a world where you have like Iron Man and you have all these like big superheroes doing all these big things, it's fun seeing a character like Spider-Man who is this kid who like his biggest threat in Homecoming is, oh, I gotta stop Vulture from like stealing shit. Like that's fun.
And the Avengers are like, there's an alien invasion.
And the Avengers just don't give a shit because they're like, there's fucking aliens coming, dude. We don't care. Like that's fun. I like that.
It is fun. Spider-Man Far From Home was a little bit bigger.
It was bigger in terms of the movie, but in the actual terms of the world, it was like Spider-Man's got to fight drones. Like it's still technically just as small, but it was in terms of like scale, it was bigger because it's the sequel, so they got to go a little bigger. But like even that, I still like that because it's just I got to punch a bunch of robots, like a bunch of little stupid drones running around. Like that's fun. I like that. Plus
Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. Jake Gyllenhaal's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so far they did 2 for 2. I like both those movies, so I have faith that the third one will be good. It might be a little too much though if they're all this rumors.
It might be. They might be doing the third movie problem that they've had before.
Unless it's a 4-hour movie, it might be feel a little bunched together.
Snyder cut
of Spider-Man
No Way Home. Snyder cut.
The Watts cut.
The Watts cut. Hashtag release the Watts cut.
Honestly, I think if the MCU wanted to make a 4-hour Spider-Man movie, they probably would. So.
Oh, hell yeah. And people wouldn't have a goddamn issue with it.
Especially if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the trailer and Charlie Cox.
Hell yeah.
They'd be like, all right, yeah, we'll do
Honestly, just give me 4 hours of Charlie Cox like punching someone in the face. I'll be totally satisfied with that. Just doesn't have to be in the Daredevil suit. Just put the glasses on him and just have him beat the shit out of somebody
with his cane. Nah.
Hell yeah.
I'm more excited for Charlie Cox than anything else, honestly. So.
I am too, because I love Charlie Cox. He needs to be in more movies. I know he's like a Broadway guy, but fuck Broadway. Be in more movies, Charlie Cox.
It's the same thing with Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was a big Broadway guy.
He still is, and it pisses me off because he's a fantastic actor, and it needs to be in more movies.
So, where do you want to see Daredevil next after Spider-Man though? Secret Invasion,
season 4.
See, you want season 4? You don't. But if it was a crossover thing, where would you want it?
I don't want him in Secret Invasion because this is what I really don't want them to do with Daredevil, where they start like putting him in Avengers and stuff. I don't want Daredevil to like be in the big leagues and to be like fighting aliens and like doing cosmic shit. I don't want that. I want Daredevil to just be a guy, and his biggest issue is, oh man, I got stabbed and I might die. Like that's the thing that like I want him to worry about.
What about like
that's his level?
What about like Fantastic Four?
I mean, maybe depending on how big they make the Fantastic Four movie, because I know they deal a lot with space and cosmic stuff too.
What if he met Black Panther?
I don't know.
Your two favorite Marvel heroes.
That would be
meeting each other.
I mean, I'd like to see him team up with Captain America because that'd be fun. But I don't know. I just like I like the smaller Daredevil where he's just like, I'm just the fucking guy and I could get stabbed and die at any moment. Like, I like that. That's what sets him apart from these other heroes. So if they put him in Secret Invasion where he's just fighting aliens now, it's like, all right, he's just like every other fucking hero.
Well, if they do a season 4, please put it on Hulu, Disney.
Please do not put it on Disney Plus.
Put it on Hulu.
Put it on Hulu, please.
They already have a Marvel show on Hulu. It's the MODOK show, which
they got MODOK.
So you can.
And they have Hellstrom, which just came and I don't think anyone has seen Hellstrom.
No, they haven't. And Marvel has already said, that's not Marvel.
Yeah, they canceled it like 2 days after it premiered, and I was like, all right, nobody gives a flying fuck about this show.
So I got 2 more things, which I know one of them you probably have on yours. So
what is it?
It relates to Okoye. You want you want to do that one? You have the honors.
Apparently Okoye, I think initially I read this wrong, or somebody reported it wrong because I read the report. It said initially that she was getting her own show. That apparently isn't the case. Apparently she's going to show up in the Wakanda show.
Yeah. But I read somewhere that she was getting a spinoff show, but maybe I misread it too.
That's what I initially read, but I've heard conflicting things since then. It wouldn't surprise me if they gave Okoye a show at some point because people like Okoye, and they need more Black Panther stuff. I just think it's a little much. We haven't even gotten a second Black Panther movie, and you're already like, oh, let's give all the Black people shows. Like, chill.
We really don't know how audiences are going to react to Black Panther 2 yet.
Yeah. Because the franchise could be dead on arrival.
Yeah, it could fall apart real fast.
The first one worked, but without Chadwick Boseman, we have no fucking idea where this is gonna go. And people might not give a shit about the second one. People might not care about Shuri or whoever you make the next Black Panther. So just slow your roll, Marvel. Just wait.
Let's see what happens first.
See what happens with Black Panther 2 before you just every black person gets a show.
I'm all for Okoye showing up in other stuff though, because I like Okoye.
I like Okoye too.
I thought she was gonna show up in Falcon Winter Soldier, but she didn't. So
I'm kind of glad she didn't. I like that it was that other girl.
I thought she was gonna be the one to show up, but she didn't. But I'd like stuff like that where Wakanda just show up and be like, "Look, we're like policing. Like you gotta
get your shit together. All right?
Get your shit together." That'd be neat. That'd be interesting.
That's fun.
Then my second bit my last bit of MCU news. Or Marvel news. This is more of a question that I saw posted as an article, and I kind of want to put this question to you because I know you're going to have a sincere answer for it. Does Deadpool 3 need to be rated R in the MCU?
I've said this before. Deadpool doesn't need to be rated R. You can easily make a PG-13 Deadpool movie, and you can even make that the kind of joke of the movie. It is completely possible to make Deadpool PG-13 and still work and still be like self-aware and fun and raunchy and like whatever. And you can make a joke, like you can have Deadpool constantly acknowledge the fact that he is in a nerfed like PG-13 movie, and he's like, "What the fuck? Like I want to say fuck as many times as I want. And he's constantly being bleeped out, and he's just like, this is fucking irritating. Like, you could poke fun at that, and you could do that. Nobody wants that. No, and especially after we've already had 2 R-rated Deadpools, it's kind of the same issue I'm gonna have when Disney inevitably does a Wolverine thing, because it's like for years everyone wanted an R-rated Wolverine, and then we finally got one. So then to take a step back and to give us a PG-13 Wolverine, it's kind of like, well, what are you doing? Like, we've seen definitive Wolverine, and now you're not gonna give us that. It's like, if we hadn't have had those 2, if we never got Deadpool 2016, sure, why not? But we got that. We've seen what Deadpool can be. We've seen what Deadpool should be and how people want him. So then why give us a nerfed version of it?
It's very true. That's very true. Dude, what are the odds you think it is going to be PG-13?
I think with Disney, I think the odds are very high that Deadpool 3 is going to be PG-13.
Do you think they're going to almost shoot it 2 ways? Be like, all right, we'll do a PG-13 cut and an R cut and see how it goes.
It's possible. They might do kind of what they did with Deadpool 2, where they had like the super duper cut, which had like alternate takes and like different jokes and stuff in it. They might do that. I could see that happening. But then at that point, it's kind of like, well, what's the point? Because you already made an R-rated movie. Just put it out. Like, if you're gonna shoot an R-rated version of the movie, just make that the fucking movie. Like,
I don't know. I know Ryan Reynolds is definitely pursuing it's got to be rated R. And I don't know if it's Kevin Feige, but I think it's more Disney being like, I don't know about this.
I think Kevin Feige, to a point, might be kind of resisting it as well, just because of the brand of the MCU. Because you really can't, like, with the MCU, what Marvel is now is completely different from what Marvel was 10, 15 years ago. Because 10, 15 years ago, people knew the Marvel name because most superhero movies were Marvel, but like, it wasn't the MCU. Like, people know what the MCU is, and people know
what they're going
to expect. Yeah, what to expect when you go into an MCU film. And if, you know, a parent sees, oh, there's a Deadpool movie coming out, and my kid's going to go see it, and he's going to interact with Iron Man or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're going to think it's like a kid's movie. Then they're going to go and be like, why are there tits in this fucking family-friendly MCU film?
But I say just do this. Don't market it as an MCU film. In the movie, you can say that it's in an MCU film, so that people that do go see it be like, oh, it's part of the MCU. But don't market it as that, being like...
I agree, they shouldn't do that. They will.
Just market it as, hey, it's Deadpool 3 coming out from Fox. And then in the movie, Deadpool's like, no, we're in the MCU. This isn't Fox anymore.
I think they will market it as an MCU movie, though, because they want as many people to see this as possible, especially if it is R-rated, especially... Because R-rated movies, it's not impossible for R-rated movies to make $1 billion. I mean, Joker did it, but with Marvel, they really are going to want to make sure that this movie makes $1 billion. So they're going to market it. They're going to put Spider-Man in it, or they're going to put fucking whoever, and they're definitely going to have them in the trailer.
I don't think that they should cross over anybody with Deadpool. Just leave him doing his own thing.
I agree. I don't want that. I think Deadpool totally works on his own. Have him be in his own little weird sub-universe that isn't even really connected to the X-Men movies. Like, just do a Deadpool thing. And then if you want him to show up in Avengers movies here and there, that's fine. That's a different... He can be in whatever universe you want him to be in. Because he's Deadpool. But I have a feeling they're going to make Deadpool 3 a part of the MCU. Just because they want Deadpool to interact with Captain America or something in a movie.
I mean, worst comes to worst, Ryan Reynolds just pulls the plug on it because he has more say over Deadpool than anybody else because he owns a certain amount of rights to it.
Yeah, I think he owns parts, like a part of the character or something.
Yeah. So he could easily just be like, all right, you don't want to do what I intend to do, then I'm just pulling the plug on it. Like, I ain't doing it.
And I think that's probably kind of what they're negotiating right now. I think they're if this happens, they're gonna have like a small little middle ground where they're like, all right, it can be rated R, but like no tits, or like you can you can have like 4 fucks. Like
I think it'll definitely be like, all right, look, no nudity, but you
no nudity,
but you can say curse words because it's curse words. Like, people say words all the time, but no nudity. You can do a certain amount of gore, but don't like do something like insane to where somebody's like, oh, that's like disgusting and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll be kind of a nerfed rated R.
It'll still be R, like there'll still be blood and people's heads getting chopped off or whatever, but there just probably won't be any nudity. Which the second one doesn't have nudity in it anyway.
So, I mean, you do see Deadpool's like dick and balls in it.
Oh yeah, that's right. But you don't need that.
You don't need that. Yeah, I'm not like I'm not gonna come out of Deadpool 3 being like, man, why were there no penises in this? Like, I don't care.
So one person will be. He'll be like, what is this? Like, I didn't get any nudity in this.
And there was no nudity in. Well, there was nudity in the first one, but like when Gina Carano, like when her boob fell out, they like covered it, which is really weird. Because like it's R-rated, just let it fall out, like whatever. But so I mean, like that's Deadpool. Like it's just a goofy, like who gives a shit. But as long as it stays true to the character of Deadpool, it could be PG-13. Like you could do that. I just think it's taking a big step backwards in doing that. That's like getting an R-rated Batman movie, and then the next Batman movie is like PG. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, and also we've established that a PG-13 Deadpool doesn't work. Like we tried it, it didn't do well. Like.
Yeah, that's also a very different.
It is, but
very different version of that.
I think that was most definitely an attempt to like, hey, we know Disney's buying us out, and we know Disney's going to own Deadpool. Let's see if a PG-13 one works, and it did.
Maybe, but that's also kind of that's an interesting thing to bring up because that's when you design a movie to be R-rated and then you trim it down to be PG-13, you're gonna get a shittier movie.
Yeah,
because it was designed to be a specific way. That's like with the Snyder Cut. Snyder Cut, I'm sure Zack Snyder from the start was like, this is going to be R-rated. We're going to have blood. I'm going to have an extra fuck in this for some reason because I'm Zack Snyder. And then they were like, we're not making an R-rated Justice League movie. So then they cut all that shit out and they made this weird, like nerfed, safe, like Avengers movie. And it's a different weird movie. Like you can't just do that to an R-rated movie.
That's true.
So like if you go in crafting it being like, oh, this is a PG-13 version of Deadpool, it could work. It totally could work. It's anything is possible. You can make a fucking G-rated Deadpool movie. Like it's possible. It can work.
A G-rated? Nobody makes G-rated movies anymore, anyways. So
no, they don't, and they shouldn't.
It's PG or better.
But like it is totally possible that it could work. But I don't want it, and I don't think anyone else wants it.
Who cares about ratings? Just go watch movies. You should,
ultimately, yeah.
You should be able to watch a trailer and be like, all right, this is probably not going to be good for my.
But that's the thing. People are stupid. People are going to go, ooh, Spider-Man's in this. And then they go see it and they're like, why did Spider-Man say like fuck 8 times?
It's like, did you watch the trailer? Like it was like very heavily implied that it's for adults.
No, I didn't watch the trailer.
It's like, well, then you're an idiot. That's your fault.
I'm going to blame the movie. It's like, well, that's your fucking fault. That's the whole point of a trailer.
That's the whole point. Or you could just Google it. Just Google away.
Or you could just see a movie and hope your dumb fucking kid is able to like tell the difference between reality and a movie. Like,
or parent your kids better and be like, all right, they said these things, they did these things. That's not good.
I watched Terminator 2 when I was like 8, and I was like, this is a fucking cool fucking movie. But I never watched that movie and went, I want to go kill some people. Like,
look how you turned out, though. Wait, look how you turned out.
I'm not a murderer. Like, I think I'm fine. Not yet, but it's not because of Terminator. Like, if I murder someone, there's a reason for it, all right?
Whoa. All right, now that's going to get clipped from the police for sure. If I murder
if the police are watching this, hey, subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
We need more subscribers.
That's all my Marvel news, so if you got any more later.
I've got some. These are both rumors, so take these with a grain of salt.
I probably heard them and I didn't think they were good enough.
Apparently, they want Sam Wilson, Captain America, in Black Panther 2.
Oh, I heard this rumor.
It's not confirmed.
I don't think that this will happen. I think this is people hyping up after Falcon and Winter Soldier ended, but maybe they're like, he could be in it because we don't have Chadwick Boseman anymore. Maybe.
But is that where we're at now with movies? Where it's just like, hey, let's get all the black people in the movie. It's like, why? Why can't he have his own fucking movie? Why does he have to interact with all the other black people? Just give him his own fucking movie. Like,
maybe it's a cameo. Maybe he just shows up.
Why would he be in Wakanda?
Because he has their suit, or he has the suit that they
shows up and he goes, "Hey, thanks," and then he leaves.
Maybe
I don't see that. I don't see Sam giving a flying fuck about anything that's going on in Wakanda. Sam seems like the type of guy where he's like, "Look, we got enough problems over here. I don't give a fuck about anything that's going on over there."
Maybe, I don't know. I think this is definitely a rumor. I don't think this is good.
I hope it's a rumor. He doesn't need to be in Black Panther 2.
Because I've only seen this from sites that like to clickbait things, and I've never seen it from a site that is reliable. So that makes me think that it's not true. So
yeah, I hope it's not. And I also hope that like the Black Panther movies are kind of standalone in a way, because the first one was.
Yeah, it was.
So just make it kind of its own thing. Like, we don't need crossover.
And I still have no idea what Black Panther 2 is even about, because nobody does. except for Ryan Coogler, he probably has some sort of idea.
Yeah, they haven't said. I guarantee you, it's probably going to be Shuri.
Maybe, I don't know. I literally, you could throw anything on the wall right now and be like, yeah, this could happen. And
it's Andy Serkis. He's back and he's Black Panther.
Andy Serkis is back and he's Black Panther. Some people, I don't know if we may have talked about this before, but some people want Bucky to become Black Panther. I'm like, what?
I'd be totally fine with that, because I don't give a shit. But
I don't want that.
Make him White Wolf. Like, why are they they set up the White Wolf thing and then they're just like, oh, let's not do that. Like, why not make him White Wolf?
They what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? They acknowledge it. They
acknowledge it. At the end of fucking Winter Soldier, he's still called the Winter Soldier. Just call him fucking White Wolf. Like,
they don't want to because if they made him a white Black Panther, like, because that's what White Wolf.
That's a character.
But like people are gonna take that the wrong way.
But why? Because it's not like you're taking away Black Panther. Black Panther still exists. He's a different character who is white in the comics.
I get it's the same problem with Shang-Chi. Like, people are going to take it the wrong way.
Fuck people. People are stupid.
That's what's going to happen, though. People are going to be like, "You made Black Panther white."
But they've already called him that, though, and nobody's cared. So if they went,
I understand, Wade. I get it. I'm saying other people won't.
but that's weird.
I know, but
that's fucking weird. I hate people.
The mass majority of people, not the I don't want to say that. There are a select few of people that are going to be like, look, this isn't right.
Dumb people.
And then they're going to put this all over the internet, and people will either start agreeing with them or not agreeing, whatever. But somebody's going to say it. Somebody's going to call it out.
Somebody, of course the white guys get their own version of Black Panther. It's like, fuck you.
I want to say
he's actually a cool character in the comics.
Because I don't want to say that most people are like that. I feel like most people aren't like that. There's a very few selective group of people that are very, like, outspoken about it, and we just see a lot of them compared to everybody. But
the general public does not give a fuck.
No,
the general public does not give a flying fuck about movies. They just go to the movies and go, "It's a good movie." They don't care. It's all these weird internet fucking morons who are just, "What is it? It's a fucking movie."
Why are you complaining?
Why are you complaining? Don't like the movie? Cool. Don't watch it.
Because imagine 1990 when the internet wasn't a big thing, and it's just like, okay, you just go see a movie because you want to go see a movie. Like,
yeah, nobody in 1995 was like, oh, Blade's black, like, what the fuck? Like, they went, hey, this looks like a fun, cool, like, vampire action movie, let's go see it. And nobody gave a shit.
When Jurassic Park came out, nobody was like, there's no black representation.
The one black guy in the movie died. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, nobody cared. They were like, holy shit, that's a dinosaur. Like, they didn't care. Like,
it baffles me now that with so many, you can connect to so many people, that there's these outspoken people.
It's not even that. It's the fact that we give them power.
Exactly.
It's the fact that we, for the last like 4 or 5 years, we've given these morons power. For some weird reason, we all of a sudden we're just like, all right, cool, yeah, you're right.
I'm not saying that there's not problems, because I'm sure there are problems. It's just a lot of them that people bring up aren't problems.
There are problems. Nobody's talking about them.
Yeah, a lot of the things people bring up aren't problems.
Yeah, and also having black people in movies is not a problem. No. That's not. If you think that there's not enough black people in movies, and that's like the biggest problem facing America today, you're a moron. For one, like, there's so many other things we should be worrying about rather than how many black people were in Avengers. Like, if that's the thing that you feel you need to focus on the most, you're an idiot. Like, I'm sorry, and this is coming from me, who, like, I only really give a shit about movies. Like,
there's real world issues.
That's not a problem.
There's real world issues other than people being represented in movies.
That's not an issue, especially since nobody gives a fuck about movies.
Where, I mean, like, again, I'm sure there are corrupt directors or whatever out there that don't cast certain people because that's how they're. But I'm not saying that's not an issue. But I'm just saying, not everyone is a racist. That's not. I wouldn't consider that an issue. That's not a real, like. It's not.
It's just like, okay, cool. We won't have a black person in this movie. Cool.
It's not a world-changing issue, but it's still something that should be probably addressed. It should be addressed eventually at a certain point in time, type thing. But a lot of the time when people bring this up, it's just like you're making something out of nothing. Yeah, you're making something out of nothing. Like you're getting it to get attention.
Why wasn't there a woman in this movie? I don't know.
Because we didn't need one.
We didn't need one because I didn't want one.
I don't know. And like I said, there are corrupt people and bad people out there, but
not
everyone is a bad person.
There's corrupt cops, but not all cops are bad guys.
That's a big thing right now.
Anything in the world.
That's a big thing right now. There's been a lot of black bad cops, and
I mean, there's been a lot of black cops too.
There's been a lot of bad cops in the news, and people are thinking every cop is bad. Every cop is out.
Those people are morons. Those people are.
That's idiots. Just how media affects people nowadays.
That is the media controlling us because they know we're morons. The media is getting what they want.
Oh yeah, the media can say whatever, and 70% of people will agree with it.
The media can literally go, "Hey, Mexicans are putting cyanide in tacos. Stop eating them." And people go, "Oh, the fucking Mexicans are ruining America because they're poisoning our tacos." It's like you have no proof of that.
And then there's that one guy.
Why would they do that?
There's that one guy who's like, "We don't like import tacos."
Yeah, we don't. In fact, it's the same thing with like fortune cookies, where it's like, oh, it's a Chinese thing. It's like, no, we invented fortune cookies. I'm pretty sure we invented tacos as well. Like
the tradition of Mexican taco is not the same at all as what it is in America.
Yeah. It's like pizza. It's like we made pizza.
Yeah, we made pizza. We made burgers, and most things that you eat are not authentic. I'm just telling you right now. I'm just letting you know. Unless you go to a place that is like traditionally owned by somebody from that country and they put their own thing on it. If it's a mass chain, it is not authentic. I can tell you that right now.
You ever had an actual authentic Italian pizza? That shit's fucking gross.
Same thing with like churros. Churros are not the same in I think they're Mexican, I think.
Yeah.
They're not the same in Mexico as they are.
No, they're not. And I don't want a traditional Mexican churro. I want our shitty, like nerfed American churros because they're delicious.
So, I mean, everybody can say, oh, it's not authentic or whatever. Nothing is. Nothing in your country is. Unless it's American, then it's authentic because it's American.
Yeah.
So, if you want authentic things, go to that country and go eat it. That's the only way you're going to get that.
Yeah, and then go, ew, gross, and then have everyone make fun of you because you thought you were getting pizza and you're getting a fucking piece of bread with salsa on it.
Yeah, so people, we just got into a weird cultural debate. Not debate.
I don't give a shit.
We just went off topic from whatever we were talking about.
That's our entire podcast is getting off topic.
All because Sam Wilson wants to go to Wakanda. Maybe he's just vacationing. I don't know.
Maybe Sam Wilson shouldn't be in Wakanda. He has no jurisdiction there.
He doesn't, but maybe he's going on vacation.
Why the fuck would you want a vacation in Wakanda?
Because they got cool places to go to. I don't know.
They would have a cool, like, you know those like PC bangs that they have in like Japan? Where you go and you just like sit in a computer chair for like hours. I bet Wakanda has a pretty dope like PC bang.
Maybe. I'm sure they got some cool sights to see, like that big waterfall they got and all that.
I don't think that's a tourist attraction. That seemed like a pretty like private thing.
No, remember they opened it to the world. So
no, but I know, but that specific like area that looked pretty like like far in Wakanda. Like,
maybe you could go on little boat rides. You can go on little boat rides.
Hey, that's where our leader got chucked off.
There's a tour. There's a tour guide. The leader, T'Challa, was thrown off this cliff right here, but he lived.
We all thought he was dead.
He lived, though. It was okay.
Yeah, somehow he lived. He should have died, honestly. He got thrown off a waterfall.
He got thrown off a waterfall and then frozen. Like, he should have been
dead. And he didn't have his powers at that point, right?
Yeah, he lost his powers.
He should have died.
But
somehow he didn't, because comic books.
Nobody dies.
And people look at this movie as if it's high art. And it's like, no, it's stupid.
They did a fake out death when we saw the trailer for Infinity War.
Yeah, it's like, this is stupid. Like, yeah.
Also, it's his first movie, and it was halfway through the movie. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. He's
dead. Yeah, the first black superhero in the MCU. He's dead.
Halfway through his own title movie.
Yeah,
he's gone.
You're all smart.
No. This was stupid. Like, there's no reason to do that either. There's always need a reason.
There's a reason when you're writing a script. There's a reason for it because you don't have anything else to come up with, like tension wise. So you're just like, let's just pretend he's dead for 20 minutes.
It's like, oh, we need him to have a cool entrance to the final battle. Let's just have him be dead, and they just show up.
But you can still do that without pretending he's dead. You could have him. You could just exile him from the fucking country, and then maybe we just don't see him for 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden a ship comes in, and we're like, "Oh, what the fuck is that ship?" And then it crashes, and it's fucking Sean. He's like, "I'm back, bitch! Like, let's fucking go. We don't need. Oh, he's dead."
But you don't get that. You don't
10
get
minutes
that cool,
from now. It's like, "Oh, he's not dead. We knew that."
You don't get that cool line of, "I'm not dead, and I did not yield."
Here's the thing. But at that point, we already knew he was alive.
True.
So either way, exiling him, not killing him, would have had the same impact.
But the cool line, you don't get the cool line.
He can still say that.
But he just says he's not dead, but we already knew he
can
dead.
Still come up with another cool line.
That's true.
You can fucking write anything. Hey, fuck you, nigga. Like,
oh my! If he said that in a Marvel movie, a Disney Marvel
that would be my favorite movie.
No.
Fuck you, nigga. He's like, you want to fight?
Oh, God.
He pulls a Ryan Gosling in that shitty Only God Forgives, where he just walks up to someone and goes, "You want to fight?" And that's it. And that's all he says. And he punches the shit out of somebody.
You want to throw hands, my dude?
You want to square up?
Square like it's 1920. You want to square up?
Sure.
Is that all your Marvel news? Yeah.
There's one more.
Oh.
Which I think this is technically rumored. Loki season 2 apparently is supposed to be filming soon.
Already? Like season 1 hasn't come out?
Apparently, that's what I've heard.
So he's not dead at the end of the season.
He's not dead.
Spoilers.
He's not dead. We knew that already, for one.
Spoilers.
And no, they're not going to kill Loki again. They're gonna bring him back.
They've killed him 3 or 4 times already. Just do it again.
Sure.
Just keep killing him.
This is why I don't care about this character.
Keep killing him and bringing him back.
Because you keep having and if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna kill a character multiple times and like make it a part of his character, don't make every time he fucking dies like a dramatic moment. Make it like a joke, like play it up a little bit that you know that this is like a thing that he does. But every time they fucking kill Loki, it's like the music plays and like Thor looks at him and he's like, "No, brother." And then it's like he comes back at the end and you're like, all right, cool, he's not dead.
He didn't die at the end of Ragnarok, so that's one reason.
Sure. He died 2 movies later.
Well, we thought he was actually dead in that movie, and then he came back. So
no, he died in Infinity War.
Yeah, no, we thought he was actually dead in that movie, and then he came back.
Yeah, then they brought him back 1 movie after that. So it's like, all right. Whatever.
See, the other times though, we knew that he wasn't dead. This was the one.
No, that's bullshit. And when they killed him in the first Thor, yes, because we knew he was going to be the villain in the Avengers. Yeah. But in Thor: The Dark World, we didn't know until the very end that he wasn't dead.
Yeah, but at the very end of the movie, we knew he wasn't dead.
Well, yeah, but in the moment, it's like, oh shit, they just killed Loki. That was cool. And then it's like, nope, he's still alive. All right.
Infinity War, though, they didn't have that. It was like, oh, he's dead. Like, he's gone.
They should have killed it. See, that's what I was talking about with like setting up a villain. It's like if you just had like Black Adam show up in a Superman movie and kick the shit out of Superman, that's a awesome way of establishing this guy ain't fucking around. If Thanos showed up and killed a guy who's faked his death before and is now like dead, that's a cool way to establish Thanos right out of the gate where he's dead.
That is a cool way. That's what they did. That's why they did that.
But then don't bring him back.
But that's not the same Loki. It's a different Loki.
It doesn't matter. They still brought him back.
They brought back a different Loki.
It doesn't matter. And I'm sure they're going to use him more.
Probably, but
and they're gonna make this Loki like in the normal timeline, and he's just gonna be Loki again.
But that Loki that had, I guess, reestablished his relationship with Thor is dead. Like that one's gone. It's a different Loki.
Sure, but if they take this Loki and they bring him into the regular timeline, they're gonna tell that story.
I'm sure.
And then it's gonna be like nothing ever changed.
I'll let you know when I watch the Loki show.
All right. I don't know if they'll do it in the show, but at some point,
I'll let you know what happens because I know you're not going to watch the show. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch the show. I'll read something about it and be like, okay, cool, I understand the show now.
Well, we'll see. I'll tell you. I'll tell you all about it when I watch it.
That's fine.
That show comes out in a couple of weeks. That's what I was thinking. That show comes out.
Yeah, doesn't it come out in like a week?
I think it comes out. Yeah, I think it comes out next Wednesday.
Holy shit! I can't wait to see all the memes and then not understand them because I'm not watching the show.
It's So you just pull up the memes and I'll explain it to you. But that's
like, Devin, what the fuck does this mean? And you're like, that it means this, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense, and I should probably watch the show. But I'm not
all right, you ready to get into DC?
DC news.
I only got one, and I think it's pretty interesting.
What is your DC?
It's actual news.
Oh shit!
Because we haven't had any actual DC news in a while.
Fucking rumors and shit.
So Shazam 2 is reportedly looking for a body double for Jason Momoa. So I guess that means that Aquaman is interesting.
Are they gonna do what they did with Superman and just like cut his face off?
I don't know. But that gives me the thought of Aquaman is in Shazam 2. So I don't know.
He probably will. I'm sure they're gonna pull. I'm sure that's gonna be a running gag in these Shazam movies where it's like these guys show up but we never like see their head. And that's a fun joke. I'm fine with that. Why not just get Jason Momoa? I feel like he'd just show up and be like, all right, I'll do it.
Maybe he's got other contract thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's so busy being Aquaman and doing nothing else.
I'm sure he's got other things he's got to do. Game of Thrones prequel or something. I don't know.
He was in Game of Thrones for like a season and he died.
Yeah, he's got a prequel though. He's going to be in the prequel.
All right, sure.
I don't know.
He's too busy writing Aquaman 2. That'll never happen.
I don't know. That'd be cool if he shows up in it and he fights Shazam. I mean, that'd be neat.
It'd be fun. I'd like to see that.
It would be fun. I think
Get the fuck out of my ocean.
Shazam would kick his ass, probably.
Well, yeah, because he's a god.
Well, I don't know. Shazam's kind of like unexperienced. Aquaman might get the better of him.
Sure, but Aquaman also is probably like a drunk, like 90% of the time.
Yeah. Can he get drunk, though? I don't know if Aquaman can get drunk.
I feel like if he drank a lot, probably. I know Superman can't really get drunk. But Aquaman, I don't know if he has like the same kind of metabolism. But if he fucking just like chugs some shit, like pure vodka for like just 2 hours straight, I'm sure he could get fucking drunk.
He chugged pure rubbing alcohol.
Oh, probably
99% alcohol.
He get high as a motherfucker.
I don't think it's 90. I think that's 50%. Anyways,
either way, he get high as a motherfucker.
I don't know. I think it's interesting that Aquaman might be in this. If it's the head cutoff thing, that'd be pretty funny.
That'd be really funny. If I do have a question about the alcoholism though, if you technically don't get drunk, are you technically an alcoholic? I mean, if you still drink constantly, but you don't get drunk from it, are you still an alcoholic?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so Aquaman's an alcoholic then.
I mean, I would say so. I mean, I don't know. When you like blow into like the cop thing, would it say that you're drunk, or would it just be like, oh yeah, no, you're not?
Well, that's your toxicity levels, right?
Yeah, I know, but like, would your toxicity level go up, or would it stay down?
I have no idea. Your breath would fucking reek of booze, though.
I don't know either. I haven't seen it. I've heard of my mom. She used to work at a hospital. She has seen people with 0.8 on the thing. I don't know how. Do you know on a scale how high that is?
No.
When you're drunk, you're considered a like 1. So these people were
shit.
These people were a 0.8. And
in a hospital? Who's giving these people booze?
They go to the hospital to get detoxed, but
they
can't get detoxed because if they come down to being sober, they'll probably die. So they're constantly at like a 0.3. They never come down from a 0.3.
So they're perpetually drunk.
Because at a 0.8, my mom was like, yeah, he was standing there filling out forms, answering questions like it was a normal guy.
Yeah, if you're a 0.8, like you're a normal functioning human being. You're just drunk. Like this isn't like a new thing. Like you drink a little bit and you're holy shit. Like no, this is a normal thing. Like you're used to this at this point.
Yeah. So, but most people would be dead at like 0.4, 0.3 or 0.4.
That guy was probably like a 58-year-old, like seasoned alcoholic. He's probably been drinking since he was like 13.
Probably. And like I said, they don't come down from a 0.3. Like they're always at a 0.3 or higher.
That'd be interesting. Just being drunk like all the time.
I mean, what would happen? Like, would you become a superhero when you became sober? Like, holy, like my senses are just.
No, that's not how that works, Devin.
But like, you're always like, kind of like.
That's not how that. No, because then if you get high right now, would you be a superhero? No, it'd be the same thing.
But if I was constantly high and I got adjusted to it, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like I'm not wobbly anymore. Like my senses are like heightened because I'm sober. No, but that's the same thing as you being sober most of the time and then smoking weed. You would just be high. You wouldn't have superpowers. I guess. I mean, I could think I had superpowers. Well, yeah. I mean, you could do that now. It's the same thing with if you got more drunk and you got sober. Like, oh, I got superpowers. Like, yeah, and you can think.
I'm gonna jump off the roof.
That's what I was about to say. Jump off a building. Like, I can fly.
Well, yeah, you can do that now if you want.
But I wouldn't fly.
I mean, you don't know. Have you tried it?
I've jumped on the ground.
Well, you haven't jumped off a fucking building.
I've jumped off a box.
Maybe your powers
only work.
Well, maybe it's like X-Men where it's like in heightened stress, like that's when your powers activate. So if you're about to fucking hit the ground and splash into a fucking pizza on the ground, maybe your body's gonna go, holy shit, powers activate, and then
grow some wings real quick.
Yeah. You don't know, and you'll never know unless you do it.
For disclaimer, for people that hear this, don't jump off buildings. And I don't want to be held accountable for that.
That reminds me of that Key and Peele sketch where the basketball player like wins the game and they're like interviewing him and he's like, kids, you can do anything if you just believe. You can literally fly. And then it like cuts to like a week later and he's like apologizing for it. And he's like, I have recently looked up the definition of the words literally and metaphorically. And while I was not incorrect, they did not mean what I think they meant. It was like, fucking hey, that's hilarious.
So yeah, don't jump off buildings. I'm not going to be held accountable for that. So.
Hey, you can do whatever you want.
No, don't jump off buildings.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, don't jump off buildings because we told you to. If you personally just want to jump off a building,
to us, that's your biggest problem in life. But like, you can do whatever the hell you want. I'm not here to tell you what you.
But I'm not the one who said go jump off a building. I'm just saying that.
I'm telling you right now, jump off a building. Kill
yourself. Wade is telling you. I am not.
No, because what if that was how you got powers?
Well,
you would never know unless you did it.
I'm not gonna find out. So
there's gonna be one fuck one day who tries to kill himself and then just fucking floats there and he's like, oh, what the fuck? That's gonna happen one day.
If I asked somebody else this question the other day, if like when you get like the death penalty, if you live, do you get like to live or do they do it again?
They cut your head off. I don't know. I think they just keep doing it until you die.
Because I saw a picture that was floating around the internet of some guy, he lived through a firing squad execution. I'm like, did they just like shoot him again? Or did like...
That must have sucked for that guy.
Well, I don't know if he actually got shot or if they all missed. I don't know which happened.
That would... No, but that either way, whether they missed or he just got shot and like nothing penetrated, like just knowing that like, oh shit, they missed and they're going to have to do it again.
I don't know.
Like I was ready and tensed up to like get shot and die, and now I gotta like I have to do that again. Like fuck, I'm gonna shit everywhere. Like
I don't know. Like it's the same thing with like lethal injection. Like if you live through a lethal injection, do they just do it again, or do you just like, oh yeah, you get to wait until next week?
They're not just gonna go, oh, I guess he lived. You're free to go. Like they're gonna just do it again until
obviously
you die.
He's not free to go, but like does he have to like just live in prison or like this? Like
no, they're just gonna pump you with even more lethal shit until you die.
Put the bleach in him. He lived.
Just bring in the fucking bleach.
Pour it down his throat.
Just chug this fucking bleach, all right?
Imagine a parole officer just drinking.
Why don't they do that? We pay all these fucking taxes, and they have all these like complicated like medicines and like systems to like inject these criminals with this bullshit that we don't know what it is. Put bleach in a cup and have them drink it. Like that. That'll kill them.
That's inhumane.
That's inhumane, but pumping their fucking veins with some bullshit isn't?
Well, pumping somebody's veins with lethal injection it's not supposed to hurt. Like you're not gonna you just fall asleep and then you die. Like there's no
firing squad. I'm sure hurts.
People don't do firing squads anymore, Wade. That's the reason why.
That for a second.
Not in America, at least they don't.
They still do it.
Same thing with like beheading. Like people don't behead people
anymore. I'm sure if someone was on death row and they asked to be beheaded, I'm sure they would do it.
No, I don't think they would.
Hey, can you just like get a guillotine and like cut my head off?
Oh, I don't think they would.
Why not? That's how I want to go. Cut my fucking head off.
Nobody has a working. People have working guillotines. Obviously,
there's some weird collector out there that has a working guillotine.
There is, because I've seen a guy who cuts watermelons with them.
Exactly. That's strange.
That's not strange. It's kind of cool.
That's very strange. No, because that guillotine was probably used to cut off like people's heads.
It wasn't.
1500s.
He built it himself. He put it together.
Okay. some guy's just building a guillotine and he's not using that for nefarious purposes.
I mean, he could be cutting people's heads off with it, but
that fuck has a million heads in his basement.
But on YouTube, he posts videos of him cutting watermelons up.
Well, yeah, because you can't post videos of you cutting people's heads off on YouTube. So he's like, "Fuck, I gotta cut something on YouTube.
I gotta have the world know I have this guillotine.
Here's my watermelons.
Watermelons. Is that all he cut? I don't know if he cuts anything else. It's like
bananas.
A little banana with a giant guillotine.
Yeah.
I try to cut like a rock. I'd be like, can I cut this rock?
No, you'd break the fucking guillotine probably.
It was a small rock, maybe.
Maybe like a little pebble.
Nah, they wouldn't.
Speaking of the rock, well, I guess it's a rock, not the rock, but it's still rocks. We got a first look, technically, at Black Adam.
Rock. Oh, what a segue!
Rock before.
What a segue! I've never seen The Rock in real life before.
I've never seen him in real life, so he might not be real.
He might not be. He might be CG in all of his movies.
Holy shit!
He's a CG actor.
He's like that CG pop star from like Japan or whatever.
Is there a CG pop star in Japan?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Hatsune Miku.
What did we see in Black Adam? I haven't seen this. What did it look like?
It's not really like a first look. He's wearing like a cloak, and the image is black and white, so we don't really see shit.
So it's not really.
But he posted and was like, "Hey, this is the first look of Black Adam." I'm like, "Fuck you, Dwayne. That's not what we wanted.
We want you in the suit.
I want to see the fucking suit. What does the suit look like?"
I want to see the suit too. If you see that and you see it posted, you need.
There was another image of him like just like filling out paperwork or whatever, and he was wearing like a robe, and you could like see like the sleeve of it and like the little like the top of the lightning bolt on his chest. I was like, "You fucking cocksucker!
You tease!
Show us the fucking suit." And if I would have loved if he just like if he revealed the suit in a photo of him just like doing his taxes, just like nonchalantly doing his taxes while wearing the Black Adam suit, that would be hilarious.
Like, hey guys, I'm on. Like he's doing like a vlog or whatever. He's like, hey guys, I'm on vacation, and this is my new attire. It's my new attire and whatnot.
No, he just don't address it. Just hey guys, I'm on vacation. How's it going? What's going on, everybody? And everybody's like, holy shit, he's wearing the Black Adam suit. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
I'm on vacation. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm in Hawaii on vacation.
Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
That's how I would do it.
Honestly, that'd be good. That'd be fun marketing. So,
if I was cast as like Batman, I would wear that fucking suit all the time.
You would steal that suit home and take it home.
You're goddamn right, I would.
And they'd be like, "Where'd the suit go?" And they'd be like, "Wade took it."
Why are you just assuming the black guy took it? That's fucking racist.
You're the only one who had access to it.
I mean, I'm Batman.
Did you not hear that I'm Batman?
You cast me as Batman. Like
I'm taking that thing home.
My suit. Why would you keep it? I'm Batman.
Apparently, Chris Hemsworth has like 5 Thor hammers that he stole.
They make 5 of those things? Why?
Well, he kept taking them from sets, so they just kept making them.
Okay, well then just have him go, hey Chris, just bring your hammer. You got
Hey Chris, we know you have the hammer, just bring it with you.
Like, why do you need to hey, we're gonna pay people to just keep building this fucking hammer.
I'm sure they have a couple on set because
I'm sure they got a couple. You need 5 of those fucking things.
He just kept taking them from movie sets. He was like,
God damn it, Chris. Stop it.
Stop it, Chris. I wonder if Chris Evans ever got a shield. I wonder if he ever took a shield home.
I think he did.
Oh, that's awesome. I know Robert Downey Jr. took an Iron Man helmet.
Paul Rudd had like a big Captain America shield that he had everyone sign.
Yeah, but that wasn't like from the set, I don't think. I think he just
I'm sure they gave Chris Evans some rinky-dink fucking shield.
I want to know if he stole the one from set, though.
I don't think he did because I'm sure the one on set that they use is like a real shit prop. And they're like, yo, this costs more than your house.
I'm sure the Thor hammer is a real shit prop, too.
Yeah, but go try to like fight Chris Hemsworth. He'll punch you in the dick.
It's probably, I was going to say, it's probably harder to sneak out a massive shield than it is a tiny hammer.
Yeah, you have it like under your shirt. And you're just like crab walking around people. And he's like, what are you doing, Chris? It's like, I ain't doing nothing.
What is that? Nothing.
I gained a bunch of weight.
It's my dinner plate. I'm taking it home.
My Frisbee. I like to play Ultimate Frisbee.
I think Ben Affleck said, I don't know if he tried to take home the Batman suit or if he
said he wanted to. He said he asked to like keep it, and they were like, no, fuck you. They let him take it home once for like his kid's birthday, but that was it. That's so sad because it's just like he's Batman. Like, give him. I'm sure you have multiple suits just laying around. Give him one of them.
Like, what is it? What are you going to do with it besides put it in a warehouse for eternity?
Yeah. And apparently that's what they did because when they did the reshoots for fucking Snyder Cut, the like the new stuff, Zack Snyder was talking about like when they would put the cowl on, it was like so like decayed, it would like rip, so they would have to like duct tape it and shit. So it's like it's just been sitting in some like fucking warehouse somewhere, just rotting. I'm like, give it to Ben Affleck.
Like I understand if you want to put it in like a museum or something or whatever, but again, like you said, you have like 8 of them. Like,
yeah, you have multiples of these things.
I think Henry Cavill may have took a Superman suit home. I don't know if he did.
I think he's got a cape. I don't know if he's got the suit.
I thought he took one of the logos, the chest logos.
He might have taken a logo too, probably. I would
totally. If I was a superhero, I'm taking home a prop.
I'm taking the suit.
I don't know. I don't think Tom Holland ever got to take a Spider-Man one home. I think he tried. I don't think he ever succeeded.
He probably tried to leave, and they're just like, "Oh, where the fuck do you think you're going?"
They probably have guys like you're hired just to watch the suit. Like, just make sure it doesn't.
Just don't let this little fuck walk out with this fucking pajama Spider-Man suit. All right.
It's Tom Holland's like, look, here's a banana. I'm gonna take this suit.
And then Ryan Reynolds apparently just like walked out with the suit and was like, "Fuck you, I'm taking this."
Ryan Reynolds is probably like, look, I'll pay for however much this suit costs. I'm taking it home.
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking this fucking thing. Like, fuck you.
I have waited a decade to put this suit on. Yeah. I'm taking it home. Like
that's baller. I love that.
Baller.
I would do the same thing.
Because
I've waited my entire life to play Batman. I'm taking this fucking
especially
thing.
For iconic roles like Captain America. Like Chris Evans played Captain America for 10 years. Like let him keep the suit, like, or one of them at least.
Yeah, let him keep one of them. Like I understand maybe not giving him like all of them because for one, that's a lot of storage and that's a lot of money, and those suits are probably very expensive. But like, give him one of them.
Right, like whichever one is never going to be used for anything again. Yeah. Like, don't let it just rot in a warehouse. Let him have it.
Yeah, let him have it.
It's a cool thing. That's a cool story to tell people if they didn't know he was an actor already, which would be weird.
Yeah, and then for RDJ, just give him a mocap suit.
He had an actual suit for the first Iron Man, at least like some of it.
I don't think he would want it though if they gave it to him.
I know he took a helmet. I'm
sure they were like, "Hey, you can take this home." And he's like, "No, I don't want
it. You can have this. I don't care."
No, I'm all right. I'm fucking Robert Downey Jr. All right.
I know he took a helmet. I don't know if they gave him the helmet, but I know he took one.
I love how these actors are just thieves and they just take shit.
Well, I think it's more of like people are just like, whatever. We like, who cares? But like, cause like they say it in interviews, like, yeah, I took a Thor's hammer, like I took it.
Yeah, it's just funny to me that they're just like, hey, I'm a millionaire and I can literally buy a replica hammer that probably looks as good as this, and it won't make a fucking dent on my bank account, but I'm just gonna take this fucking thing.
Because it's not the same. It's like that's not the one I used on set. Like it's not the same.
Sure.
Also, they want that thrill of I got it.
I'm a fucking thief.
And I'm sure Marvel's just like, look, like we know you took it, but like
we know you took it. We'll let it slide, but don't do that shit again.
Don't do that, and don't talk about it next time. Like,
stop telling people.
Yeah, stop telling people that you took it.
Stop telling people that you can just take shit from set, because then they're going to show up and they're going to do it.
So yeah, I don't know how we got on that topic, but
I don't know.
You got any other DC?
Shazam 2 has begun filming, and they're posting the two main kids. They posted like TikTok videos of them, and I saw one, and I was like, these kids look so fucking old.
It's been like what, 3 years, 4 years?
It's been 3 years is a long time when you're 12 to like 15. These look like grown fucking men.
Those are like that's puberty age. They aged up.
Yeah. And I was like, I knew this was gonna happen. I was like, DC, you're gonna have to like pump these fucking sequels out if you want them to stay kids, because they're fucking grown ass men now.
Yup. This is the only DC movie I'm excited about, Shazam 2. So
Shazam 2, I'm excited for Shazam 2 also.
Shazam 2 and Black Adam, that's the only like little franchise
I'm interested in the Batman just because it looks neat. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Like that's a movie that I'm not like worried about. Like,
you don't think it's gonna fuck it up? You don't think it's gonna blow you out of the water or anything? You think
no, it won't, because we've had 18 Batman movies, and like we've nailed Batman several times already. It's not like he fucking nailed it like finally after 30 years. Like we've had so many different versions of Batman that have been done right.
Honestly, it's gonna be more of, will he mess it up? That's gonna be
it's gonna be more of like, oh, did he just completely fuck it up? Like, because
like
which I don't think he will.
Because like we know what good Batman is, but like, will he be good Batman?
Which I don't think he is, because from what I've seen, it looks like he's doing a good job with it. But it's just like, I'm either gonna come out of that movie going like, it It was a good Batman movie. I'm gonna go. That fucking sucks.
You're not gonna come out to me and be like that was the best Batman movie we've ever had.
No. I don't think so, unless it's the greatest fucking thing in the world.
So you're telling me there's like a 1% chance of that?
Yeah, because it's just like what else could this movie be? Like it's Batman.
Rated R? I don't know.
It's not, isn't it?
No,
is it?
I don't think it is. It might
fucking better be. But like it's Batman. He's got to figure some shit out. The Riddler's doing some shit. Like, all right, cool. It's Batman. Like. I
think they're doing the Court of Owls thing or whatever, aren't they?
Not for this one.
Oh,
that might be an idea that he had for the sequel or whatever. But
maybe it's a
Court of Owls would be fucking cool. I'd be down for that shit.
Maybe it's a post-credit thing or something. I don't know.
But probably. But like it's Penguin, Riddler doing some shit. Catwoman robs some shit, and she doesn't like Batman at first, but then they team up and they got to do some shit. Like it's everything we've ever seen ever. Like I know exactly what I'm gonna get when I go into this fucking movie.
It's every Batman movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's the Dark Knight again. Like,
all right, what else you got DC wise?
Apparently, we talked a little bit about this, say like 2 podcasts ago. Apparently, Todd Phillips is writing the script for Joker 2.
I heard this. He's writing it, but I don't think he's directing it.
I don't think he's directing it, but apparently he is writing the script.
Which is, I guess, better than nothing.
I mean, I guess, but like, I just don't want a sequel. Like,
I don't want a sequel either. But if we have to have a sequel, I guess it's better to have him in it than not in it.
Sure, but like, why does this movie have to exist?
It doesn't.
Because what the fuck else are you gonna do? Joker, he got locked up at the end. Is he just gonna break out and be?
I like the theory. I like the theory of. I think you mentioned it last time. Of it's a different guy.
I did mention it,
and it's like, oh, he's just Joker, and
that would be great. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Or they could just age. They could not use Joaquin Phoenix and just age him up. Be like, oh, he's an old Joker now or something.
Why? I don't want to see that.
So that he can connect to the Batman.
I don't want that. For one, I'm just sick of the fucking Joker. Take 10 years off of the Joker, all right? Like, I don't...
Make him a kid.
That's not what I meant. Take 10 years off from using the fucking character. I don't want kid Joker running around. We got that with Gotham.
You didn't even get to that point in Gotham, though, so you don't know.
I've seen clips of that fucking kid. He's actually not bad, but like.
But you didn't get to that point in the show. So.
I don't care. I'm not going to because that show's terrible. But like, just there's so many other fucking Batman characters. Like, just use them. Like, stop.
Where's the Clayface? Where's he?
Clayface. Where's fucking Clayface movie, man? Where's Deathstroke?
We got Deathstroke, and then we got it canceled.
But then they're like, yeah, we don't want to use one of the coolest Batman characters ever.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
They're saving it for the Teen Titans movie or something.
Sure. Yeah, we're going to get a Teen Titans movie. Sure. And they're not going to fuck it up. I don't believe that for a second.
Wasn't the show okay? I mean, they made the show, didn't they?
That was 10 years ago, Devin.
No, the live action show. Network. The live action show.
Oh, that one? I saw season 1. I didn't really like it.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
Some people do like it, but I was just like, this is weird.
I haven't seen it, but I heard people say it was okay.
Some people like it, but I don't know. I just don't care about the Teen Titans. I was like, all right, it's a shitty Justice League.
I don't know. What other villains could you do?
You could do any of Batman's villains. Two-Face.
I've already seen Two-Face. I'm talking about villains we haven't seen.
Villains we've never seen?
Yeah.
Where's the ventriloquist?
Oh. That could be
the ventriloquist. We've technically seen Victor Zsasz a couple times, but they haven't really like used them. Use Victor Zsasz.
I don't know who Victor Zsasz is.
He had like a small part in Batman Begins, and he was also in Birds of Prey, and he died like a bitch.
Oh yeah.
Use Killer Croc finally.
Fuck that.
Let him do something.
Make him have a nose or whatever.
I mean, that doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
Why do they want to give people noses? They did
probably because they try and it looks weird.
They did it with Lizard. They did it with freaking Killer Croc.
But probably because they try and it looks weird, and they're like, "Yeah, let's not do this."
That movie won an Oscar.
It did, and it shouldn't have. That whole like Lizard not having a nose thing really pisses me off. Not because he doesn't have a nose, but because people care so fucking much.
I care about it because he looks weird.
If he had a nose,
he wouldn't look weird.
No, if he had a nose, would that movie be any better?
No, but he wouldn't look weird.
Then it doesn't matter.
It does matter to me.
It doesn't. If it matters to you, then that means it would have made the movie better.
Have to watch an hour of the Lizard looking weird. Yeah, I don't want to.
Well, if you don't like that movie anyway, why are you watching it in the first place?
I don't like that movie, and I haven't.
Well, then don't watch it.
Maybe I would watch it if he didn't look weird.
So you would watch it, which means
Probably
it would make it better for you.
Probably not. No.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Still, I just for sakes of doing it, I just want it.
No, it's dumb. I don't give a shit what the lizard looks like. He's a fucking lizard.
I do.
I don't care what Killer Croc. Well, I care a little bit about what Killer Croc looks like because in Suicide Squad he kind of looked like an old man.
I know we've already said. I know we've technically already seen this villain, but I'd love to see more Bane. I think Bane's cool.
I like to see a comic book Bane. We've seen Tom Hardy like realistic version of Bane. I want pumped up with Venom, like fucking angry, pissed off, like, and not an idiot Bane because in Batman and Robin he was the pumped up Bane, but he was like a dumb fucking idiot. I want the smart, like genius level intellect Bane. I want that.
A real Mr. Freeze, not a.
Ooh, fucking shit. Yes. That would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
Because Mr. Freeze is dope. Get Patrick Stewart's old ass. And throw his ass in a freezer, all right?
Throw in a real freezer, and he'll become real life Mr. Freeze.
He's method, all right? All right. No, fuck. Mark Strong.
Ooh. Oh, I like that. I just want Mark Strong in more things.
Mark Strong just needs to be in everything. I think he would make a really damn good Silver Surfer.
He would.
He's got the voice. He's got the demeanor of it. It would be cool to see him not be a bad guy in something.
Yeah, it would.
I think he'd be a cool Silver Surfer.
I don't know who they're going to get. I think they might bring back Doug Jones again. I don't know.
That's fine. I like Doug Jones too.
But do you think they would use his real voice?
No, probably not. They'd probably double.
Oh my gosh. Like Doug Jones be Doug Jones.
Doug Jones doesn't really have a Silver Surfer voice. Like you got to have someone who has somewhat of like I am the Silver Surfer. Like you can't be like, hey, I'm Silver Surfer. Like
true.
You got to have someone.
I don't think I've ever heard his real voice.
So he sounds like a guy.
So I don't know what his real voice sounds like.
He just sounds like a person. Like you look at him and you go, oh, you probably sound like that, and he does.
You sound like Doug Jones.
Yeah, he sounds like Doug Jones.
I am Doug Jones.
he just sounds like a person. It's not like he's not one of those people that like you look at and you go, you sound completely different than how I expected you. He looks exactly the way he sounds like.
The Allstate guy, he doesn't sound like how I would expect him to sound like.
Get his ass to fucking voice Silver Surfer.
Allstate.
He goes up to Galactus. He's like, fuck you, Galactus. Allstate.
I don't know what he does anymore because I don't think he does the Allstate commercials anymore. So.
He does sometimes. I've seen him in some recently. Oh. That's all he's known for. Like,
yeah, you're the Allstate guy.
You're the Allstate man.
It's like, oh yeah, that's all I'm known for.
Like, I was also in fucking Law and Order for like 4 seasons. Like, I don't care. You're the Allstate guy.
I didn't watch that. I've seen Allstate commercials.
Fuck Law and Order. All right.
What other DC stuff you got?
That is all of the DC news.
That is it.
But I'm looking at my notes. There was one bit of Star Wars news that I just told.
Oh my gosh!
I will clip this out and I will move it to the Star Wars portion.
All right, rewind in time. All right, I'm back in the Star Wars. All right.
Get in the Star Wars mindset.
I'm in the mindset.
Apparently, this is confirmed. Apparently, Zack Snyder was going to make an Akira Kurosawa-inspired Star Wars film before Disney bought Star Wars.
That wouldn't have been good.
You don't know that.
In my head, it doesn't go well.
I mean, to a point, I understand what you're saying. Just from like knowing Zack Snyder, like
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Could be, it would either be the greatest Star Wars movie ever or the worst.
And I'm leaning more towards it'd be the worst.
Because I like the Kurosawa inspired. Like
yeah,
he
wants
it to be like a samurai fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like cool, because that's what Star Wars was based on. But it's Zack Snyder. Like
I can't.
He's gonna go way overboard with that.
I can't imagine him doing something and being like, "That was Star Wars." Like that, right? Yeah. That was Star Wars. And
like it's gonna be hard R and like blood and violence and.
I'll come out of that and being like, "That was Star Wars." Like, what was that?
You come out and you'd be like, "Was that Star Wars?
Like, did I see a Star Wars movie?
Did I see a Star Wars movie?
I remember the logo being at the beginning, but that was about it.
I don't remember Star Wars being so violent.
It's rated R. It's 4 hours. Like, what the hell?
Oh, it would definitely be. It'd be a long ass fucking movie.
Yeah. It's like they used real swords. It wasn't even lightsabers.
That dude who got decapitated, he really got decapitated.
Method acting, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it would have done well.
I'd be curious as fuck to see it. I don't know if I'd enjoy it.
I definitely do not see it going well in my head, but maybe
that would have been The Last Jedi before The Last Jedi, where people would have been, it would have been love it or hate it. Like,
I think it would have been disconnected from a lot of things. Maybe it wouldn't have been. I don't know, but I think it would have been disconnected.
No, I don't mean like connected and like fuck anything up. I mean like there's two camps where it's like you either love this fucking movie or you think it's the worst.
Well, I don't think it would get as much hate being disconnected. It's like, oh yeah, these are all different characters. Like we don't know these characters type thing. That's how I feel like it would have went. I feel like a lot of the hate from some of the sequel stuff is like you ruined other characters that have been established. Like
that's true.
That wouldn't have happened with a new thing.
That's a fair point.
But again, it might have been like, this isn't Star Wars. Like,
well, yeah, it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that might have been what have been like, oh, people hate this because it's not Star Wars. It's whatever. So I don't know. I kind of want to see a script though. I don't know if he ever wrote a script. I kind of want to see.
I don't know. He's not a writer, and that's part of the problem with why I don't like Army of the Dead was because he fucking had a hand in writing it. And there's a lot of lines in that movie where I'm like, Zack Snyder clearly wrote this. But like that's not what he does. That's not what he's good at. He's a great director. He's not a writer. Like, don't write your fucking scripts, Zach.
You need to get Michael Bay and Zack Snyder to team up.
Don't.
Michael Bay does the cinematography. Zack Snyder does the directing. There you go.
That would be in a perfect world. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But Michael Bay is such a fucking narcissist and a shitty person. He would be like, no, I gotta write it, I gotta direct it, I gotta have like an underage, like 17-year-old half naked girl in this fucking movie.
I wonder if they've ever met. Because I feel like Zack Snyder's a really nice guy, and Michael Bay's kind of a dick.
I'm sure they've met at some point.
I wonder how that would go with them.
I'm sure they met. Well, I mean, Michael Bay, I'm sure he can like pretend to be nice for like 5 minutes. Maybe he's just like, hey, I'm Michael Bay, how's it going? But I'm sure he's not just like if someone comes up to him and is like, hey, Michael Bay, fuck off. Like I'm sure he's not like that.
Like if they work together, they would butt heads.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially with Zack Snyder being the director and him being like, look, you gotta listen to what I say.
Because Zack Snyder's very much like, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want.
I made Justice League, damn it,
all the time. Like, and it's clear if you watch a lot of his other movies outside of like his DC movies, he does whatever the hell he wants on all of his films. Like, he does not give a shit if you like him or not. He's just like, this is my movie. So he would definitely tell Michael Bay to go fuck himself.
I mean, at least he owns up to it. Like, look, I made this. I don't care if you like it or not. This is what I made.
Yeah,
he owns up to it.
And he did that. He did that Late Show with Colbert thing recently, which it was nice to see him kind of poke fun at himself a little bit because you don't see him kind of like making fun of himself a lot. It was kind of neat to see Zack Snyder like kind of acknowledge the fact that like all of his movies are like too long and they're always dark and like rainy and shit.
He does make long movies. That's the one critic I have with his like trim your movies down a little bit.
He does
2.5 hours max. Like that's
max. That's he likes his long movies.
I know,
but if you know the type of movies he likes those old epic like Ben-Hur like 4.5 hour long movies. Like that's the type of movies he likes. So like he just wants to emulate that stuff.
I can tell in Justice League when he made a 4-hour
it's
movie.
Like too fucking long.
That's the one reason I don't want to watch Justice League. It's like it's too fucking long.
Yeah, and the Blu-ray is split up on 2 discs.
That's ridiculous. Like that's annoying. Like I just want to sit down and watch it.
That shocked me because the 4K disc is also like that too. And it's like I understand that for the Blu-ray.
No, I understand that for the 4K because it's more data.
But you can hold more on a 4K disc, so it shouldn't be taking that much away from like the fidelity of the movie.
I don't know how much footage a disc can hold normally. Like, can it hold 4 hours? I don't know if it can.
It should be able to.
I don't know.
I know one Blu-ray disc can hold at least. Well, no, I know for a fact it can, because the director's cut of Once Upon a Time in America is like 4 hours and like 10 minutes, and that's on one disc.
But is it truly 2 hours on a disc? Like, is it 2 hours that then they have behind the scene footage and stuff on there?
No, the movie's 4 hours.
No, I mean like on the disc though. Like, is there like behind the scenes stuff on there too? And that's what's taking the Blu-ray disc of Justice League. Is that why it's split up into like there's behind the scenes stuff?
There's one on the Blu-ray that's been released. There's one special feature, and it's like 20 minutes. So that didn't take a shit.
That's it. That's all. They put a 20-minute special.
Yeah, they put like the making of the Snyder Cut.
That's weird
on the thing.
You think that would get so much more coverage of like, oh, look at this. Look what we had to jump through hoops for. Like,
well, in actuality, yeah, there would be a lot that I'm sure Zack Snyder would want to put on there. But since
honestly,
since WB's the one putting the fucking thing out there, like, look, you're getting one fucking thing.
I can see maybe years from now a documentary coming out about this.
Fucking love. I want like a 6-part like docuseries. And I want Zack Snyder to just be open and be like, you know what these fuckers wanted me to do? Like, just fucking.
This would definitely have to be after he's retired, and he's like not making it.
Definitely. Well, I think even now, like he's even coming out now and just be like, Warner Brothers sucks. Fuck them. So like,
I think he kind of still maybe wants to work for Warner Brothers in the future, maybe. So he's like, all right, let me just tone it down like a little bit,
maybe.
But when he retires, it's like, all right, look, like
this is like, look, I don't care. I got cancer. I got like 2 days to live. I'm just gonna fucking say everything.
Here's everything I have. Turn this into a documentary. Do whatever you want to do with it.
I would love it because I love shit like that. Like I want to know what the hell happened with Fan Four Stick.
We kind of know what happened.
We know what Fox has said.
Yeah, we know, and we know what what's his. Yeah, we know what Josh Stringers came out and said some stuff.
But I want to know like what actually happened because I know with Fox they were saying that he was like drunk and like trashing hotel rooms and he was just like miserable to work with and that's why they like reshot a bunch of shit. I want to know like what actually happened. Like who's in the like who's telling the truth here? Like what actually happened? Where's this footage? Is it just sitting somewhere? Like what's going on?
What about a Star Wars sequel documentary? What about that?
That one. For one, that'll never get made. Disney will keep that shit locked up forever.
But if it did, like it leaked,
that would be neat. But like, what would that be about? Would that be just
like maybe there's behind the scenes drama we don't know about?
That would be if there was. That'd be awesome. I would love to learn about that because we'll never know about that.
Like maybe J.J. Abrams is like, look, he's fucking up. Brian Johnson's fucking up my movie.
He's sitting in the theater just like, what the fuck did he do? He turns. Kathleen Kennedy sitting like right next to him. He just turns. He goes, "What the fuck did you do?
You let this shit happen?
You let this fucking shit happen. I set it up, and you let him do this.
He did this. You agreed with this.
It's all your fucking fault."
Kathleen Kennedy's like, I didn't watch the movie. This is the first time I seen it.
Kathleen Kennedy's like, look, I don't know. He showed up and he just started filming shit. I didn't fucking know.
Kathleen Kennedy's like, here, wipe your tears with my $100 bills.
Here's $200. Wipe your tears.
It's like, and JJ's like on a petition, like I gotta make the last one. Like you fucked it up.
I don't think JJ wanted to make the last one. I think
why did you agree to it?